So there I was, Ye Ming, reincarnated into a world full of monsters and magic, stuck in the body of some kid everyone hates. Lucky me, right? 3 years I've been in this place. 3 whole years of people treating me like I'm cursed. Apparently my parents did something shady, and now every student at Cloud City 7th High School acts like I personally kicked their dog. Look, the jinx is here. Traitor's son, blah blah blah. I stopped caring around month 2. These people are basically NPCs to me. I don't talk to them. They don't talk to me. Perfect relationship, honestly. But today was the big day. The awakening ceremony. Basically, every senior stands in a magic circle and the universe decides your entire career for you. No pressure. The principal was losing his mind with excitement because some hotshot Star Glory level instructor named Zhao Shilai showed up from the top university in the country. The guy rolled in with a giant toolbox like he was about to fix a toilet, but instead he pulled out glowing crystals and weird gadgets and set up a 6-pointed magic circle on the stage. Very dramatic. Full sparkle mode. Then the names started getting called, and oh boy, it was a disaster. First kid, 1-star massage therapist. The instructor told him, there are no useless jobs, only useless people, which is absolutely something you say when someone gets a useless job. Second kid got 1-star bath scrubber. And then the instructor handed him a business card and told him to come to his hotel room later. That kid literally jumped off the stage and ran. I don't blame him. Then we got a 2-star square dance instructor, a failed awakening, full-on muggle, a 1-star blacksmith. The principal's face was getting darker with every name. Not a single combat class, not even a healer, just an army of spa workers and dance teachers. Cloud City's future defense strategy, aggressive exfoliation. Then the school beauty walked up, Lu Ruyu. Long flowing hair, gorgeous face, the whole package. Every guy in the crowd suddenly forgot how to breathe. She's also apparently Wu Xiao's woman, which everyone whispered like it was classified military intel. She stepped into the circle, smiled like she already knew she'd win, and boom, purple light exploded everywhere. 5-star hidden class, Frost Mage. The principal got so excited he almost hugged her, then realized that would be super weird and awkwardly shuffled back to his spot. Comedy Gold. Next up, Wu Hao, the big boss himself, son of the Cloud City Guild president. The whole field went dead silent when his name was called. This guy walked onto the stage like the magic circle owed him money. Orange light, brighter than Lu Ruyu's. 6 stars. Thunder Law Sovereign, a legendary combat class. The principal practically did a backflip. You'll be the pride of all Cloud City's schools, he gushed. Wu Hao just shrugged and said, I was already the pride of Cloud City. Cool. Very humble. Love that for him. Everyone was whispering. Jealous, scared, impressed. The usual cocktail of emotions when someone peaks at 18. And then, next, Ye Ming, finally. My turn. I took a deep breath, ignored all the dirty looks, and walked straight into that magic circle like I owned the place. Whatever this world had planned for me, bring it on. I stepped into that magic circle and closed my eyes. Deep breaths. Stay cool. You got this, Ye Ming. Then things got weird. Really weird. The whole circle lit up like a rainbow having a seizure. And then, a beam of golden light shot down from the sky and slammed right into my body. Golden. Not white like Massage Boy. Not purple like the school beauty. Not orange like Mr. I was already the pride of Cloud City. Gold. Everyone went dead silent. The principal's jaw hit the floor. Zhao Shilai, the big shot instructor, was shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm, mouth wide open, no words coming out. Then the verdict dropped. Ye Ming, 9 stars. Only hidden class in the support category, Divine Grace Spirit Lord, 9 stars. The highest awakening humanity had seen in 100 years. In a support class. And just like that, the crowd's excitement lasted about 0.3 seconds before reality kicked in. Wait, the Jinx got 9 stars? God is blind. Hold on, it's a support class. He's basically a healer. I feel better now. Wu Hao says nobody is allowed to team up with him. If you do, you're dead. So what's he gonna do? Fan monsters to death? A 9-star nurse. Ha ha ha, cool. Very supportive school community. 5 stars on Yelp. Zhao Shilai walked over and offered me a deal. Join his organization, get a 5-man squad built around me. Become someone's pocket healer forever. The catch? Total obedience. For life. Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather fight slimes with a wet newspaper. I appreciate it, teacher, but I like my freedom. He handed me his business card. I took it, smiled politely, and got the heck off that stage. The second I was alone, I ripped open my status panel. Time to see what we're working with. Name: Ye Ming. Level 1. Health: 100. Spirit Power: 100. Weight: 100 Spirit Power. Normal Awakeners start with 10. I had 10 times the average. My attack stats were garbage though. 10 physical, 10 magical. A kitten could out DPS me. My starter healing skill was actually insane. I could instantly restore health equal to my spirit power. So basically full heal myself in one shot. But still, they wanted me to be a healer, a support, a walking band-aid. I scrolled through my locked skills. Shields, attack buffs, damage amplifiers, cleansing, time freeze, even a resurrection spell. All locked behind Chaos Fire Seeds. That cost a fortune. My wallet was crying and I hadn't even started shopping. Then I saw it. The very last skill on my list. Glowing gold. Practically screaming, "Look at me, Skyfall Radiance, level 1 Sovereign Tier passive skill. When using bow-type weapons, 1 second charge equals 3x physical damage. 2 seconds equals 7x. 3 seconds equals 11x damage. Range, speed, and vision doubled. I nearly choked on my own spit. I knew this skill from my previous life. This was the ultimate archer skill from the most popular game ever made. Players went absolutely feral trying to get it. And it was just sitting there in my skill list like it was no big deal. Healer? Healer? Forget being a nurse with a fan. Give me a bow and watch what happens. Sure, everyone thinks I'm a helpless support who'll be fanning monsters while they laugh at me. Sure, nobody will team up with me. Sure, Wuhao basically put a social death sentence on my head. But I've got an 11x damage multiplier hiding in my back pocket, and these NPCs have absolutely no idea what's coming. The principal announced we had half a day off before tomorrow's national exam. Most kids ran home to celebrate. Some muggles started planning their vacations. Me? I had half a day to grind levels and turn this useless healer into something that would make every single person in Cloud City choke on their lunch. Clock's ticking. Let's go. After school, I sprinted home. And by home, I mean a tiny shack in the slum district that made a cardboard box look like a luxury apartment. 10 square meters of pure sadness. See, 3 years ago, I was in a completely different world, sitting in an internet cafe, grinding my favorite game. I finally unlocked the legendary archer skill, got so excited I literally passed out, and woke up here, in this dump, in someone else's body. The original Ye Ming had it rough. Parents got executed for supposedly betraying humanity. All their stuff? Confiscated. Kid got kicked out, hated by everyone, survived by doing odd jobs and collecting garbage. Then he ticked off Wuhao over something small, got beaten half to death by his goons, crawled back to this shack, and quietly died. That's when I moved in. Worst Airbnb ever. I looked at myself in a cracked mirror on the wall. Messy hair, skinny from years of barely eating, pale as a ghost. But my eyes? Those were different now. Those had fire. Brother, I'll avenge you. And your parents were framed? I'm sure of it. I'll find the truth. Motivational speech over. Time to go shopping. I grabbed my entire life savings from a crack in the wall. 50 gold coins. My complete fortune. Bill Gates I am not. At the trade hall, the shopkeeper looked at me like I was something stuck to his shoe. I bought a healer's fan, because I technically need my class weapon to use healing skills, and a wooden bow. After aggressive bargaining that probably took years off both our lives, I squeezed out 50 wooden arrows for free. The fan added 1 magic attack. The bow added 1 physical attack. Absolute in-game gear right there. Watch out, world. I blew every single coin I had. Fully broke. 0. Nothing. If poverty was a profession, I'd be 9 stars. I rushed to the city gates. The guards tried to talk me out of leaving. Cute. I walked straight into the wilderness. And honestly, it was gorgeous. Rolling green hills, scattered trees, blue sky. Like a screensaver. Hard to believe this pretty scenery was crawling with things that wanted to eat you. Time for my first real fight. But with my garbage HP and paper-thin defense, I decided playing it safe was the smart move. Snipe from far away. Don't be a hero. Don't die on day 1. Thanks to my Skyfall Radiance skill doubling my vision and range, I spotted some action about 100 meters out. Some poor guy with a big sword was hacking away at a group of giant roosters. Each hit was doing 1 damage. 1. He was chugging health potions between pecs like a man fighting for his life against poultry. I used my inspect skill on the monsters. Iron Rooster. Level 1. HP, 100. Skills, Iron Mountain Slam. An Iron Rooster. With a body slam attack. This world is unhinged. I pulled out my bow. Knocked an arrow. Drew the string back. Held it for 3 seconds. I could feel the energy building up in the arrow. It was humming, vibrating, practically begging to fly. I aimed at the fattest rooster and let go. Whoosh. Minus 116 damage. Instant kill. The sword guy nearly jumped out of his skin. He started spinning around trying to figure out where that came from. I didn't care. I was already loading the next arrow. Whoosh. 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 One shot. One rooster. Every single time. These chickens were getting absolutely demolished from 100 meters away by a healer. Level up. Now level 2. The sword guy finally found me and came running over like an excited puppy. Bro, I'm Tang Si from 9th High. You're insane. Want to team up? Yeah. He'd been doing 1 damage per swing and drinking potions that cost 200 gold each, recovering a measly 20 HP with a 20-second cooldown. Meanwhile, I was out here deleting chickens from across the map. I'd want to team up with me too. Sorry, I don't do teams. I walked past him to check the chicken corpses for loot. He followed me like a lost puppy, suggesting different experience sharing arrangements. Don't bother looking, bro. These things don't drop anything. He was right. No loot. Nothing. And worse, my wooden arrows were completely destroyed on impact because they hit too hard. I started with 50 arrows, burned through a dozen already, and had about 30 left. My weapon was literally too powerful for my ammunition. The ultimate first-world problem for a broke archer. I knew the skill would eventually let me generate energy arrows instead of needing real ones, but that required upgrading, which required chaos fire seeds, which required money, which required not being completely broke. Then an idea hit me. I turned around and smiled at Tang Si. He went pale, full body shiver, backed up a step. B bro, what are you thinking? I'll have you know I'm a decent, respectable person. Oh buddy, relax. I'm not gonna hurt you. I just need someone to carry my stuff. And maybe buy me some arrows. And possibly tank a few chickens while I shoot from the back. We're going to be great friends. What are you thinking? I snapped at Tang Si. I'm asking if you have money, you weirdo. He grabbed his pockets like I was about to mug him. The fear in his eyes was genuinely insulting. Relax. Name's Ye Ming, 7th High. I'll team up with you on one condition. All item drops are mine, and you supply me with a proper bow and arrows. We split experience 50-50. That's it? Deal. Wait here. I'll run to town and buy everything. And just like that, he sprinted toward the city like a golden retriever chasing a ball. Beautiful. My very own supply chain. While he was gone, I checked my level 2 stats. Everything went up a little, but the big news? My spirit power doubled to 200. Confirmed, my spirit power grows at 10 times the normal rate. Absolutely disgusting. I love it. No point sitting around, so I found some wild boars nearby. Rage Boar. Level 2. HP, 150. Skill, charge. 1 arrow. 3-second charge. Full draw. Whoosh. Minus 166. Dead. The other boars looked up, glanced at their fallen buddy, shrugged, and went back to eating grass. Zero emotional attachment in that friend group. I kept firing. 1 arrow, 1 dead pig. Over and over until I hit level 3. Then I ran low on arrows and sat down to wait. Eventually Tang Si appeared on the horizon, drenched in sweat, carrying a massive backpack stuffed to the brim. In his hand was a brand new bow that looked way nicer than my wooden twig. He dumped everything on the ground. I tore open the pack. 1,000 arrows. 10 full bundles. Plus an iron longbow. Fine iron longbow, black iron grade. Physical attack 10. My old bow gave 1. This thing gave 10. I went from throwing toothpicks to launching missiles. My attack power literally doubled. I could have cried. So, Tang Si, how much did all this cost? Oh, not much. Few thousand gold coins. I would have bought more, but I couldn't carry it. Few. Thousand. Gold. I spent 3 years in this world saving up 50 coins. 50. This man dropped a few thousand like he was buying snacks at a convenience store. I've been eating scraps and collecting garbage while this guy apparently wipes his, but with gold coins. You know what, Tang Si? Forget what I said earlier. Let's split everything equally, drops and experience. He waved his hand. Equipment doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to him. I'm standing next to a walking ATM, and I didn't even know it. The universe finally threw me a bone, and it's shaped like a rich kid with a sword. All right, let's move. Oh, and you're still carrying the backpack. Fine. We headed deeper into the wilderness. The scenery got rougher, fewer trees, rocky ground, less pretty. Soon we found a pack of wolves. Wild wolf. Level 3. HP, 200. Attack, 20. Skill, bite. Just stay next to me and watch, I told Tang Si. Only jump in if something sneaks up on us. No way. I'm no freeloader. Tough talk from a guy who was doing 1 damage to chickens an hour ago. But sure, stand there with your sword out. Makes you feel better. I drew my new bow. Full charge. Released. Whoosh. Minus 315. Instant kill. Tang Si's mouth fell open so wide a bird could have nested in it. Level 3 monsters 2. 1 shot. I didn't answer. I was already loading the next arrow. Whoosh. 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 Every 3 seconds, another wolf dropped, dead before it could howl. The remaining wolves finally figured out where the death was coming from and charged at us. Tang Si pulled out his weapon looking all heroic and ready to fight. Didn't need to. I picked them off one by one. The last wolf collapsed literally a few meters from our feet. Dramatic cinema death. Very poetic. I put away my bow. Done. Tang Si was frozen solid. Still in his battle stance. Sword raised. Mouth open. Brain loading. Hey Tang Si, you alive? Are you sure you're not a hidden class archer? Nope. Then what? Let's go check for loot. I ran over to the wolf corpses. Searched every single one. Nothing. 0. Zip. Not even a wolf tooth. The drop rate in this world is absolutely criminal. I'm out here performing archery miracles, and the game can't even cough up a fur pelt? Where's the customer service? I'd like to file a complaint. These low-level mobs give garbage experience when it's split between 2 people, I muttered. We need to find something tougher, or we're just wasting arrows. Whatever you say, boss. Boss. I like that. Promoted from Jinx to boss in 1 afternoon. Moving up in the world. We pushed deeper into the forest. Things were going great. Smooth sailing. Perfect grinding session. Then a scream ripped through the trees. Sister, watch out. Help. Someone help us. Oh, come on. We can't even grind in peace. Tang Si and I locked eyes and bolted toward the screaming. We crashed through some bushes and found a girl surrounded by giant bears, hacking away with a short sword. Her damage numbers were pathetic. -5, -5, -5. She was basically tickling them. Meanwhile, a boy next to her was frantically casting healing spells, but his heals were doing +10. 10. That's like putting a band-aid on someone who fell off a cliff. Her health bar was almost empty. Both of them had that. We're about to die. Look on their faces. Tang Si grabbed his sword to charge in, but there was no way he'd make it in time. So I did something I never thought I'd do on my first day. I put away my bow, pulled out the fan. That's right, the healer fan. The useless nurse weapon. The thing everyone laughed at me for. Spirit restoration. A wave of thick green energy poured out of the fan and washed over the girl. 300 HP. She moaned. Like, really moaned. Apparently getting 300 health points pumped into you at once feels really good. Everyone on the battlefield froze. The bears froze. Tang Si froze. The healer boy froze. I froze. Nature froze. Birds probably stopped mid-flight. That was not the battlefield sound effect I was expecting. Her HP went from nearly 0 to completely full in 1 shot. The healer boy stared at me like I'd just slapped him with a fish. His heal did 10. Mine did 300. 30 times stronger. The poor kid's entire self-worth just evaporated. Ye Ming, aren't you an archer? Now you're a healer? Tang Si sputtered. I told you I wasn't an archer. You didn't believe me. Then what are you? Less talking, more killing. The bears are still there. Oh right, the bears. Here comes my big sword. Tang Si charged in like a maniac. I swapped back to my bow faster than you can blink. Rage Bear. Level 4. HP, 300. Skill, Bear Hug. Bear Hug. These things literally hug you to death. What a way to go. Full charge. Release. Whoosh. Minus 310. Dead. Whoosh. 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 Every arrow was a funeral. Bear after bear crashed to the ground like furry buildings collapsing. Under a minute, all 15 or so bears were nothing but piles of fur on the forest floor. Level up. Now level 4. What? What is he? The girl and her brother were staring at me with their jaws on the ground. Tang Si just stood there looking casual. My man had already seen me delete entire ecosystems. This was Tuesday for him. I searched every bear corpse for loot. Nothing. Again, this world's drop rate is personally attacking me. Bro, monsters under level 10 basically never drop anything unless they're elite monsters, Tang Si said gently. watching me desperately pat down dead bears like a TSA agent. Also, do you need money? Because I can. And no, I am not borrowing money from a guy I met 2 hours ago. I have pride. Stupid, hungry, broke pride, but pride nonetheless. The brother and sister walked up and bowed. The boy introduced himself as Chun Xiang. The girl as Chun Yu. You saved my sister's life. How can we repay you? No need. It was nothing. Then Chun Xiang dropped a bomb. There's a level 10 dungeon nearby. A dungeon. In this world, dungeons pop up randomly, last 24 hours, and are packed with good loot and fat experience. But they require a minimum party size to enter. My ears perked up like a dog hearing a treat bag open. Tang Si, what do you think? Whatever you say, boss. I'm just here for the ride. God bless this rich, obedient man. So we formed a 4-person squad. Me, Tang Si the walking wallet, Chun Xiang the healer boy, and Chun Yu the sword girl I just rejuvenated. They insisted on splitting experience by contribution, which meant I'd get the lion's share since I was doing approximately 100% of the damage. Fair? Probably not. But nobody argued. We reached the dungeon entrance, a creepy black stone door embedded in a bare mountainside with a small stone tablet next to it. Level 10 dungeon. Minimum 3 players required. We had 4. Perfect. Everyone ready? Nods all around. We stepped through. The stone door slammed shut behind us like the world's most dramatic, no refunds, policy. Inside was nothing like the pretty green wilderness outside. This was a dark, twisted forest. Trees bent at wrong angles. Thick moss covered everything. The air smelled like something died, and then whatever ate it also died. Stay alert, I whispered. None of us have been in a dungeon before. We don't know what's. Rustle. 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 Something big was moving through the trees. We all snapped into combat positions. Tang Si raised his sword. Chun Yu gripped her blade. Chun Xiang held up his healing staff with trembling hands. A massive shadow emerged from the darkness. Oh great. What fresh nightmare is this? A massive wolf stepped out of the shadows. Then another. And another. And another. 30 of them. 30 giant wolves with glowing eyes, just casually assembling like they had a team meeting scheduled. Shadow Wolf. Level 4. HP. 300. Skills. Ambush. Bite. Great. The dungeon matched the monsters to our level. How thoughtful. Battle positions. Chun Xiang. Focus on healing those two. Don't worry about me. I pulled the bowstring back and let the first arrow fly. Whoosh. Minus 365. Dead. Broken. All 3 of them muttered at the same time. Tang Si charged in, swinging his sword like a lumberjack. Minus 18 damage. Are you kidding me? Life is so unfair. Then Chun Yu stabbed a wolf with her sword. Minus 20 damage. See, Tang bro? We're the normal ones here. Chun Xiang said while frantically healing both of them. Poor Chun Xiang was sweating buckets trying to keep 2 frontliners alive with his pathetic little heals. A few rounds in, both Tang Si and Chun Yu were at half health. Tang Si chugged a potion and got back a tiny sliver. Chun Yu had nothing. Her HP was circling the drain. Ye Ming, help? I sighed, put away my beautiful bow, pulled out the stupid fan, and hit Chun Yu with a heal. 300 HP, full health. Instantly, Chun Xiang's brain visibly short-circuited. He saw it this time. That was clearly a support skill. From a healer's weapon. But this guy had been sniping wolves from 100 meters away 2 seconds ago. So he's a healer who fights like an archer? An archer who heals like a god. What is he? Chun Xiang, just focus on Tang Si. I'll handle your sister. You're abandoning me? Tang Si fake cried. After everything we've been through, we settled into a rhythm. I'd fire arrows from the back, swap to the fan whenever Chun Yu's health dropped, blast her back to full, swap back to the bow, and keep deleting wolves. It was like playing 2 characters at once in the world's most stressful video game. Finally, all 30 wolves were dead. Look, gold coins and an equipment drop. Chun Yu pointed at the ground, bouncing with excitement. In dungeons, all loot goes into a shared team warehouse. To claim something, either everyone else gives it up, you outbid them, or everyone else dies. Option 3 seemed rude, so we went with option 1. The equipment was worn leather armor. Level 4. Physical defense 4. Plus 4. 4. We just killed 30 demon wolves, and the game rewarded us with something a homeless person would throw away. It's garbage, I groaned. Maybe the boss will drop something better, Chun Xiang said, trying to keep morale alive. Nobody else wanted it. So Chun Yu took the armor and hugged it like it was made of diamonds. Girl was wearing paper before this, so I guess everything's relative. Tang Si, you literally don't care about any loot. Are you secretly some rich kid? I asked. I'm average, he said, which is what only rich people say. You should come visit my place sometime. Ye Ming, sure. I smiled, but inside I thought, let's see if you still want me visiting once you find out I'm the trader's son. We pushed deeper. The forest got darker, thicker, creepier. Then, a deep growl echoed from ahead. Saber-toothed tigers. A whole pack, blood-red eyes glowing in the dark. Saber-toothed tiger. Level 4. HP, 320. Skills, ripping claw roar. Xinxiang squinted at the distant shapes. Ye Ming, you're joking, right? At this distance? That's like 100 meters. I didn't answer. I just aimed, charged for 3 seconds, and released. Whoosh. The arrow drilled straight into a tiger's skull. Minus 363. Instant death. Xinxiang and Xinyu stood there with their mouths open so wide I could have parked a car inside. Is he cheating? Xinyu whispered. He says he's not an archer, Tang Si said casually, cleaning his nails with his sword. He's lying. We all have eyes. I didn't bother correcting them anymore. At this point they could think I was a dancing unicorn for all I cared. I had tigers to kill. 30 tigers later, another equipment drop appeared. This time it was actually decent. Ring of First Heart. Level 4. Physical attack 4. For whole attack points. That was equal to an entire level up worth of attack power. This should go to Ye Ming, Tang Si said immediately. He's doing literally all the work. Nobody argued. Because it was true. I was the damage dealer, the healer, the sniper, and apparently the team mascot. These three were basically my emotional support squad at this point. I slipped the ring on. Not bad. My first piece of real gear. Now let's find that boss and see if this dungeon has anything actually worth. A roar shook the entire forest. Deeper, louder, angrier. Something big was waiting ahead. Something that wasn't going to die in one hit. Probably. I put the ring on and instantly felt a little stronger. For extra attack points doesn't sound like much, but when your base stats are held together with prayers and poverty, every point counts. I briefly considered selling it. Probably worth a couple hundred gold, but I'm not that desperate. Yet, quick world building break. In this world, every fighter wears 7 gear slots. Top, bottom, shoes, necklace, weapon, bracelet, and ring. Gear quality goes from white trash all the way up to godlike dark gold. I currently own 1 gray quality ring and a fan that made me look like someone's grandma at a summer picnic. Fashion icon. After 2 big fights, everyone's spirit power was nearly empty, so we all sat down to meditate. Apparently meditating recovers about 1% per minute, which meant we sat there cross-legged in a creepy dark forest for over an hour like the world's worst yoga class. Spirit potions exist, but cost a fortune, and you can only use 3 per day before your brain turns to mush. Hard pass. Once everyone was topped up, we pushed deeper. The forest got darker, thicker, and way more unsettling. Vines everywhere. Thick ones, twisted around trees like giant snakes. Tang Si hacked through them with his sword, clearing a path for us. Then he accidentally sliced something soft. A roar shook the entire forest. Tang Si had chopped a sleeping bear. On the butt. He literally slashed a boss monster's rear end while it was napping. The thing stood up. It was enormous. Fur red as fire. Eyes glowing with murder. And it was staring directly at the man who'd just given it an involuntary but surgery. Rage Demon Bear. Level 4 boss. HP, 3000. Attack, 40. Skills, Frenzy Strike, Intimidating Roar. 3000 HP, 10 times more than anything we'd fought. An attack power that made everything before look like a pillow fight. The bear roared so hard leaves literally fell off the trees. Then it lunged at Tang Si with a paw the size of a dining table. Tang Si dodged mostly. The paw clipped his shoulder. Minus 58 HP. 1 graze took a fifth of his health. 1 graze. If that hit landed clean, he'd be paced. I fired an arrow straight into the bear's eye. Minus 399. That got its attention off Tang Si. Unfortunately, it got its attention on me. The bear decided I was the real threat and started chasing me through the forest like I owed it money. Here's the thing about pulling boss aggro when you're a squishy healer archer with the defense of a wet napkin. It's terrifying. I was running, dodging, and shooting at the same time. No time for full 3-second charges, so I spammed quick shots, still doing triple damage thanks to Skyfall Radiance's minimum charge. Not bad for panic shooting. Meanwhile, Tang Si and Chun Yu played the bravest game of hit and run ever. Slash once, sprint away. Slash once, sprint away. Like they were playing tag with death. Chun Xiang stood in the back healing whoever looked closest to dying, which was basically everyone at all times. The bear was angry. The bear was confused. The bear was getting poked from every direction by insects it couldn't catch. Slowly, painfully, that 3000 HP bar crept downward. The bear's roars got weaker. Its swipes got sloppier. And finally, it let out one last pathetic groan and collapsed like a furry mountain. 2 gray glowing items and a pile of gold coins popped out. We cleared it. Chun Yu screamed. Then the system chimed in with the final report card. Damage contribution. Ye Ming 89%, Chun Yu 6%, Tang Si 5%, Chun Xiang 0%. Support contribution. Ye Ming 75%, Chun Xiang 25%. Overall, Ye Ming 82%. 82%. I did 82% of everything. I was the DPS, the healer, and apparently the entire team wrapped in one skinny, malnourished body. 2 golden flashes hit me. Level 4 straight to level 6. Plus 820 gold coins. I went from broke to slightly less broke in one dungeon. I got 150 experience, Tang Si said, staring at his stats like they personally insulted him. 180 for me. Chun Yu sighed. Hey, blame Ye Ming for being a one-man army, Chun Xiang laughed. But honestly, levels don't matter much right now. I blinked. What do you mean? Everyone looked at me like I'd just asked what the sun was. The national exam tomorrow? The trial gives insane experience. Most combat class students jump to level 30 just from completing it. And the top scorers get access to a secret realm where you can hit level 99. Level 99. I'd been out here all afternoon murdering chickens and wolves and bears to gain 6 measly levels. And tomorrow I could potentially gain 93 more in a single exam? Why didn't anyone tell me this? Then I remembered. Nobody tells me anything. Teachers ignore me. Students hate me. I've been socially quarantined for 3 years. I literally learned about the most important event of my life from a guy I met 4 hours ago. I came out here mostly just to practice fighting and maybe make some friends, Tang Si said with a warm smile, swinging his sword casually. Meeting you was the real win today. Something weird happened inside my chest. A warm feeling. Not from a healing spell, just genuine kindness. First time in 3 years anyone had treated me like an actual human being. I looked around at this dark, creepy dungeon forest, and somehow it didn't feel so gloomy anymore. Guys, check the team warehouse. 2 black iron grade equipment drops. Chun Yu yelled, snapping me out of my feelings. Right. Emotions later. Loot now. 2 black iron armor pieces from the boss. Bearskin chest plate and bearskin leg guards. Tang Si glanced at them for half a second and said, pass, like he was declining a free sample at the grocery store. This man's relationship with money is genuinely unhealthy. Chun Yu already had armor, so she passed too. I grabbed the chest plate. Chun Xiang got the legs. Hey guys, I said. Let's run this dungeon a few more times before dark. Get everyone to level 10, grab more gear. Ye Ming, why do you even want this garbage? Black iron is the bottom tier. I'll just give you better stuff when we get back to town. I'll just give you better stuff. Like he's handing out candy. This man is a walking charity foundation, and he doesn't even know it. Nah, earning it yourself feels better, I said, while my broke inner self was screaming, take the free gear, you idiot. We ran the dungeon over and over. By the end, everyone hit level 10, and I had a nice little collection of black iron equipment. Nothing fancy, but for a guy who started the day with 50 gold coins and a wall crack for a piggy bank, I felt like royalty. My level 10 stats looked pretty solid. 1000 HP, 1000 spirit power, 80 physical attack. I had 2000 gold in my pocket. I went from hobo to slightly upgraded hobo. Progress. We headed back toward the city as the sun started setting. Everyone was chatting, laughing, casually swatting small monsters along the way. For the first time in 3 years, I felt like I had actual friends. It was nice. Then we heard shouting. You useless trash. Get up there and tank. Wu Xiao, the boss is too strong. We can't hold it. Anyone who retreats dies tonight. Oh, fantastic. I'd recognize that voice anywhere. We crept up behind some bushes and peeked through. A group of students were getting absolutely massacred by a giant level 10 boar king. Some of them were already on the ground, not moving, not breathing, dead, and standing safely in the back, not lifting a single finger. Wu Hao. 6-star Thunder Law Sovereign, Cloud City's golden boy, holding his fancy staff in one hand and his girlfriend Lu Ruyu's waist in the other. He was literally using his own people as meat shields so he could swoop in at the last second and steal the kill for experience. People were dying, and this psychopath was treating it like a drive-thru. "Wu Xiao, we're going to die at this rate," one kid screamed. "Shut up. Your dog's raised by my family. Being cannon fodder is your purpose." Then he turned to Lu Ruyu. "Don't worry, babe. Once the boss is almost dead, we'll jump in, finish it, and both hit level 8. And then he slapped her butt. In the middle of a battlefield, while people were literally dying. Peak gentleman behavior. Tang Si stepped out of the bushes like it was a movie scene. Well, if it isn't 7th High's famous bully, the great young Master Wu. Wu Hao's I twitched. "Tang Si, what are you doing here? What? Did you buy this forest? Last I checked it was public property. Leave. I'm busy." Then I walked out. And the Chen siblings too. Wu Hao's expression shifted when he saw me. His eyes narrowed. I could practically see the calculations running behind them. He checked my aura, level 10. Then he glanced at Tang Si, put 2 and 2 together. So the Jinx found himself a sugar daddy. Impressive. Inside his head, I knew what he was thinking. If Tang Si wasn't here, I'd kill this kid right now. He basically stamped a death certificate on me with his eyes. Filed it away for later. Funny thing, I was looking at him the exact same way. We both mentally marked each other for future murder at the exact same moment. Very romantic. "You still here? Get lost." Wu Hao pointed his staff at me. Chen Xiang suddenly grabbed his sister's arm. "Ye Ming, Tang Si, it's getting late. We should go. See you around." And they were gone. Just bolted. Couldn't blame them. Wu Hao's family basically runs Cloud City. Getting on his bad side means your whole family suffers. Smart move. Cowardly, but smart. "No loyalty," Tang Si muttered under his breath. Wu Hao looked pleased that the siblings ran. Then he pointed his staff at me again. "Hey, Jinx, you're still here. Get lost." Tang Si was sitting on the ground picking at grass, completely unbothered. I was standing 10 feet from the guy who killed my body's original owner, watching him send teenagers to die against a boss monster so he could steal the last hit. Every instinct was telling me to put an arrow through his smug face. But not today. Not yet. Not with Lu Ruyu next to him and his family's shadow looming over this whole city. "I'll deal with you later, Wu Hao. And when I do, you won't see it coming." For now, though, there was a boar king rampaging over there and innocent people dying. And someone had to be the bigger person. "I'm just here to watch the show," I said, plopping down on the ground next to Tang Si like we were at a picnic. Wu Hao's knuckles went white on his staff. Little sparks of lightning danced around it. He wanted to kill me so badly. But he kept glancing at Tang Si, and I could see the gears turning. This rich kid wouldn't come out here alone. There had to be bodyguards hiding somewhere. "Tang Si, are you protecting this trash?" Wu Hao growled. Tang Si looked confused. "Protecting?" Him, he almost laughed. The guy had seen me one-shot everything in this forest. The idea that I needed protection was the funniest thing he'd heard all day. Then Wu Hao dropped a bomb. "You want to start a war between the Star Sea Guild and the Cloud City Commerce Association?" Commerce Association. Tang Si was from the Commerce Association. That's basically the money that keeps Cloud City alive. No wonder this kid treated gold coins like napkins. His family was the economic backbone of the entire city. I'd been running around with a human bank vault and didn't even realize it. Wu Hao was clearly rattled. Star Sea Guild was powerful locally, but the Commerce Association had connections all the way up to the capital. Picking a fight with them was stupid even by Wu Hao standards. "Whatever. Just stay out of my way," Wu Hao hissed. Tang Si casually glanced at the Boar King's health bar. I saw the look in his eyes. No way was he letting Wu Hao claim that boss. Then everything went sideways. The last few fighters couldn't hold the Boar King anymore. Some died. Some ran. The boss was free and angry. It locked eyes on Wu Hao and charged like a freight train. Wu Hao panicked. He swung his staff, threw some lightning, barely slowed it down. The beast was closing in fast. And then, Wu Hao did the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. He grabbed Lu Ruyu, his own girlfriend, and shoved her in front of himself as a human shield. Then he bolted into the bushes and vanished. Lu Ruyu screamed. The Boar King slammed into her full force, sent her flying 15 meters through the air. She hit the ground like a rag doll, barely alive. The boar turned toward us. Tang Si gripped his sword. I was already drawing my bow. 3 seconds. Full charge. Arrow aimed at the boar's throat. Whoosh. -800. The The boar king let out one pathetic squeal and face-planted into the dirt. Dead. One arrow. That's all it took. Tang Si stared at me. You got stronger since this afternoon. What the heck are you eating? I smiled innocently. Level 10 with a decent bow hits different. Then I spotted something shining near the body. Sharp Feng longbow, black iron. Level 8. Physical attack 80. 80. My old bow gave 10. This one gave 80. My total attack jumped to 150. I was holding a weapon of mass destruction disguised as a stick with string. Tang Si, check this out. It's okay, I guess. I need to stop asking this man's opinion on anything. A golden toilet wouldn't impress him. Tang Si walked over to Lu Ruyu and checked on her. Unconscious, beat up, but alive. Heal her, he said. Are you serious? She's Wu Hao's girlfriend. The same Wu Hao who just used her as a meat shield. I know, but she's not actually a bad person. She's just stuck with him because her gambling addict father left her with nothing. She's even stopped Wu Hao from hurting other girls before. I sighed, pulled out my fan, and healed her. She woke up, hair a mess, clothes torn, looking nothing like the perfect school beauty from this morning. She saw me and blinked. Ye Ming, you healed me? Thank you. You're fine now. Get back to the city. It's dangerous out here at night. I turned and walked away without looking back. Very cool. Very dramatic. Ye Ming, you're leaving 10,000 gold coins on the ground right now. I stopped so fast I nearly left skid marks. What? Tang Si pointed at the boar king's corpse. The skin, the tusks, the meat, it's all premium crafting material. This whole body is worth at least 10,000 gold. 10,000. I had almost walked away from 10,000 gold coins. Me, the guy who spent 3 years saving up 50. The guy whose entire financial strategy was find coins in wall cracks. I nearly abandoned a fortune because I didn't know dead pigs were valuable. You're not joking? Why would I joke about this? Then help me carry it right now. We hauled that massive boar corpse toward the city. Behind us, Lu Ruyu followed quietly. And somewhere further back, though I didn't notice, Wu Hao was watching from the shadows, eyes cold as ice. We reached Cloud City after dark. Tang Si offered to sell the boar for me since the shops were closed. Just give me your phone number. I'll call you tomorrow. I don't have a phone. Tang Si stared at me. Ye Ming, how poor are you exactly? The cheapest phone costs tens of thousands of gold. I can barely afford dinner. What did he expect? He sighed so deeply I thought his soul might leave his body. Then he handed me his latest model iPhone. I took it with both hands like it was a newborn baby. Tucked it inside my shirt against my skin. Then I looked around nervously to make sure nobody saw. Tang Si's eye twitched. He looked like a man watching someone hide a diamond inside a sock. We said our goodbyes. He dragged the boar away. I walked back to my crumbling shack, lay down on my terrible bed, and stared at the ceiling. Today I woke up as the poorest, most hated kid in Cloud City. Tonight I'm going to sleep as a level 10 archer healer hybrid with 2,000 gold, a new bow, a borrowed iPhone hidden in my underwear, and 10,000 more coins coming tomorrow. Not bad for a useless support class. Tomorrow, the national exam. The big one. The thing that decides my entire future. I closed my eyes and smiled. Bring it on. Grandpa, pick up the phone. Your grandson is calling. Grandpa, pick up the phone. Your grandson is calling. That was my alarm clock. Or rather, Tang Si's ringtone on the phone he lent me. At 6 in the morning, the man set his own contact ringtone to call himself a grandson. I have questions. I answered. Tang Si, it's 6 a.m. What? More money's done. Meet me at the Central Plaza. Also, I have something good for you. Hurry up. I practically teleported out of bed, washed my face, grabbed my gear, and sprinted to the plaza like my life depended on it. Which, financially speaking, it did. The plaza was already filling up with students. Today was the day, national exam. Every combat and support class senior in Cloud City had to report here by 8. I found Tang Si lurking in a corner. He pulled out a sleek black card and handed it to me. Here, 10,000 gold coins. All loaded onto this. 10,000. On a card. Combined with my 2,000, I now had 12,000 gold coins. Yesterday, I was debating whether I could afford a second meal. Today I'm practically a businessman. But wait, Tang Si said, looking weirdly proud. That card is special. There's only a handful in the whole country. It's bound to your identity. Works at any commerce association shop nationwide. 20% discount on purchases. 20% markup on sales. And in emergencies, he paused for dramatic effect, that you can borrow up to 10 million gold coins. I almost dropped the card. 10 million? I could buy a house. I could buy a city. I could buy enough wooden arrows to block out the sun. Tang Si, this is too much. I can't accept. Shut up and put it away. I have more to say. Under Tang Si's now familiar twitching eye, I stuffed the card inside my shirt against my skin. Right next to his phone. My chest was becoming a personal vault at this point. He pulled me to a quiet corner and took out a small, elegant box. Opened it slowly. 3 glowing red gems sat inside, each the size of a goose egg. They pulsed with power. The air around them hummed. 3 chaos fire seeds, Tang Si whispered. My brain stopped working. Chaos. Fire. Seeds. The ultra-rare items you can only get by reaching level 100, entering the Chaos Dragon event, and ranking at the top. The things that unlock and upgrade skills. The things money can barely buy because nobody wants to sell them. And this kid just pulled 3 out of his pocket like they were breath mints. Where did you get these? My dad prepared them. For you. Your dad doesn't even know me. Tang Si scratched his head, looking embarrassed. Okay, here's the thing. I only awakened a 1-star swordsman class. 1 star. The moment it happened, I felt like my world ended. So I snuck out to the wilderness alone to blow off steam. Then I met you, and suddenly I had hope again. He looked at me seriously. I told my dad everything last night. About your insane damage. Your healing. All of it. I want to team up with you for the exam. My dad agreed to invest in you, and before you feel pressured, even if you say no, the gifts are yours. Consider it a friendship present. He flexed his full set of level 10 black iron gear. I won't be deadweight either. Look at this drip. The exam limits everyone to black iron equipment max, otherwise I'd be rolling in gold tier gear. I wanted to be moved by the emotional speech, but my eye was twitching at gold tier gear like it was casual shopping. Deal, I said instantly. No hesitation. Tang Si blinked. That fast? You don't want to think about, Tang Si, I would have teamed up with you without all this stuff. You're the first person who's been genuinely nice to me in 3 years. Also, I should be honest, I don't have any area of effect attacks. Single target only. So I actually need a partner. I have AoE skills. He grinned like a kid on Christmas. Perfect. He clears groups. I delete bosses. Dream team. I took the box and opened my skill list. 3 chaos fire seeds. I had 1 skill that cost exactly 3 to unlock. War God's Blessing. Max buff a single target. Every 3 spirit power adds 1 attack power. While active, regenerate 1% spirit power per second. Lasts 30 minutes. Costs 100 spirit power. 30-second cooldown. Let me do the math here. My spirit power is over 1,000. Divided by 3. That's over 300 extra attack points. On top of my existing stats. For 30 minutes. And the spirit power regenerates while it's active, so it basically pays for itself. This skill is illegal. Somebody call the police. I crushed the 3 seeds. They dissolved into light and flooded into my body. Something cracked open inside me, like chains breaking. War God's Blessing was live. So, what did you unlock? Tang Si was vibrating with excitement. Just 1 skill. 1? 3 seeds for 1 skill? Is your class higher than 8 stars? I smiled mysteriously. You'll see. Then I equipped the full set of gear he brought me. Head-to-toe black iron glory series. New bow with 100 attack. Rings, bracelet, armor, boots, necklace, the works. He even brought a healer's iron fan with 10 magic attack and 10 spirit power. This man thought of everything. My final stats at level 10, HP, 1030. Spirit power, 1020. Physical attack, 180. Defense is actually respectable for once. Yesterday morning, I walked into school as a malnourished orphan everyone called Jinx. Now I'm standing in full gear, carrying a VIP black card worth millions, with a skill that could turn anyone into a walking nuclear weapon, about to take the most important exam of my life. And nobody in this plaza has any idea. Let them keep calling me a useless healer. Let Wuhao keep thinking I'm trash. Let the whole city keep treating me like a joke. The exam starts in 2 hours. And when it does, every single person here is going to learn what happens when you give a 9-star support class a bow and an attitude problem. I stared at my new stats and nearly cried. Full set of level 10 black iron gear. Attack power through the roof. And all I had to do was be friends with a rich kid. Meanwhile, I spent yesterday afternoon sweating in a forest killing chickens for garbage equipment that Tang Si wouldn't use as a doormat. The gap between rich and poor in this world is genuinely offensive. But the real game changer was War God's Blessing. Let me break down why this skill should be illegal. 1020 spirit power divided by 3 is equal to 340 extra attack power. Added to my existing 180 is equal to 520 total. That's nearly triple my base damage. For 30 minutes. With spirit power regenerating the whole time, so I never run out. 520 attack power. At level 10. While everyone else is walking around with maybe 80. I am a nuclear warhead disguised as a nurse. Time to line up, Tang Si nudged me. A massive glowing blue portal had appeared in the center of the plaza. Runes swirling around it. Very dramatic. Very, you might die in there, energy. Tang Si and I had to split up since we were from different schools, but not before one last moment. Tang Si, here's your phone back. Keep it. I already bought a new one. He waved a brand new phone in my face. This man bought a replacement phone between last night and this morning. Like normal people by breakfast. I hate him. I love him. I hate that I love him. Oh, and please change the ringtone, he added as he jogged away. Fair point. Grandpa, pick up. Your grandson is calling. Blasting from my shirt at maximum volume during a national exam would be suboptimal. I joined my school's group. Same old treatment. Everyone ignoring me, some glaring. And there, standing in the back like nothing happened yesterday, was Wu Hao with his arm around Lu Ruyu. The same Lu Ruyu he threw at a boar as a human shield less than 12 hours ago. And she was just back with him, cuddling. Stockholm Syndrome is real in this world. Zhao Shilai, the instructor from yesterday's awakening ceremony, took the stage. Students, today is the national exam. Your future and the nation's future depend on this. Inspiring, terrifying, standard motivational stuff. Then he dropped the bombshell. This year's exam was only one trial instead of the usual 3. Students started whispering like crazy. Apparently disasters keep hitting the Dragon Nation and resources are running low. Nobody knows why. Suspicious? Absolutely. But nobody's asking the right questions. The rules were straightforward. 1. Everyone gets a recording bracelet and basic starter gear. 2. No equipment above black iron grade. Cheaters get disqualified. Some kid complained it wasn't fair that rich students had better gear. Zhao Shilai's response. Tell me one thing in this world that's fair. Go earn better gear inside. Brutal. Accurate. I respect it. 3. All 1,000 Cloud City examinees enter a special dimension. Inside, 100,000 small monsters levels 1 to 30, 10 elite monsters levels 21 to 30, and 3 level 30 bosses. Kill a small monster, get 1 point. Elite monster, 1,000 points. Boss, 10,000 points. Elite and boss locations are marked on the map. But Zhao Shilai warned us, in all previous exams across the entire nation, a boss had only been killed once. Ever. Don't be stupid. Just farm small monsters, he basically said. For dying inside means you get teleported out. No real death, but no more points. 5. Forced peace mode, no killing other players. Smart. Wu Hao would have murdered me in the first 10 seconds otherwise. And then the rewards. Top 3 in Cloud City get 1 to 3 Chaos Fire Seeds, plus access to something called the Phantom Light Realm. Every student in that plaza lost their minds. Chaos Fire Seeds were worth enough to retire on. The noise was deafening. We got 30 minutes to form teams. Points would be split equally among teammates, so smaller teams meant more points per person. Tang Si materialized next to me like he teleported. Just us two, right? No one else. Just us. That's all we need. Well. The Jinx thinks he's hot stuff now. Oh look, Wu Hao. What a surprise. Arm around Lu Riyu's waist. Smug grin on his punchable face. You think clinging to Tang Si's money makes you somebody? A healer is a healer. No amount of gear changes that. I looked at him calmly. Wu Hao, worry about yourself. Would be embarrassing if a 6-star Thunder Lord lost to a healer, wouldn't it? His eye twitched. Tang Si jumped in. Hey Wu Hao, want to make it interesting? A bet. Whoever gets more points wins. Loser pays up a level 100 gold grade weapon. Winner's choice of type, a gold grade weapon, worth about 2 million gold coins. Tang Si said it like he was betting a sandwich. Wu Hao hesitated for exactly 1 second, then laughed. Deal. You think a 1-star swordsman and a healer can beat me? I'll take that bet any day, don't welch on it. Wu Hao, humph. We'll see. He strutted away, dragging Lu Ruyu with him. She looked like she wanted to say something, but kept quiet. Half an hour flew by. Teams formed up. 1,000 students ready. Everyone line up. Follow your instructors to the portal. No pushing. Wait for the referee's signal. Once you're inside, Tang Si and I exchanged a look. The same look we shared yesterday in the forest. Except yesterday we were hunting chickens. Today we were hunting glory. And 2 million gold coins from Wu Hao's crying wallet. Let's go. We stepped through the portal and landed in the trial grounds. It was huge. Hills, forests, grasslands, the whole nature package. 1,000 students crammed into a 100-meter safe zone, staring at a giant screen and waiting for the signal. Trial begins now. Everyone scattered like cockroaches when you turn on the lights. Tang Si and I grabbed our backpacks, stuffed almost entirely with arrows, because priorities, and took off running. Not far from the starting zone, we spotted a level 1 bunny being chased by a group of newbies. The rabbit was dodging them like a tiny furry martial arts master. Tang Si's eyes lit up. He gripped his sword. Charge. He turned into a blur, crossed the distance in a blink, and obliterated the bunny in one hit. Minus 265. Dead rabbit. Then the system message popped up. Warning. Killing targets below your level grants 0 points and experience. Oh. Tang Si stared at the pile of rabbit fur with the expression of a man who just realized he'd been scammed. Right. We're level 10. We need level 10 monsters. That bunny was completely pointless. The newbies behind us looked terrified. Bro, did that guy just one-shot the rabbit? He said he needs level 10 and above. 10? That's a boss to us. We checked the map and headed east toward the forest where 10 monsters lived. Found them almost immediately. 10 massive wolves chilling in a clearing. Rage Giant Wolf. Level 10. HP, 900. Skills, Crazy Bite. Tang Si raised his sword, ready to charge. I grabbed his collar. Wait, he looked confused. I smiled, pulled out my iron fan, and gave him a gentle wave. War God's Blessing. Golden light exploded from the fan and wrapped around Tang Si like a divine Christmas present. When the glow faded, he stood there frozen, eyes wide, mouth open, brain rebooting. My attack power. It went up by 343 points. Total attack, 523. Also, I added casually, your spirit power regenerates continuously while the buff is active. So spam your skills. Go nuts. Tang Si looked at his hands, then at his sword, then at me, then back at his hands. I think he was having a religious experience. This is what 3 Chaos Fire Seeds unlocked. One skill that does this. Low-key, Tang Si. Go kill some wolves. He didn't need to be told twice. Charge, he vanished. Reappeared in the middle of the wolf pack. Whirlwind Slash. Minus 473. Minus 473. Minus 473. Minus 473. Minus 473. 10 wolves. All dead. In seconds. A 1-star, trash tier, swordsman just wiped 10 level 10 monsters in a single combo. Experience and points rained down like confetti. Tang Si sprinted back toward me with his arms open wide, trying to hug me. I dodged. Hard no. Bro, Ye Ming, I love you. I've never felt this powerful in my life. Personal space, Tang Si. Personal space. He was practically crying with joy. Since his awakening, everyone, probably even his own rich family, had pitted him for getting a 1-star class. He'd been carrying that shame for days. And now? Now he was a wolf-erasing monster truck with a sword. Remember, I said seriously, power isn't for showing off. It's for protecting what matters. He nodded. Deep moment. Very meaningful. Then I ruined it. So what are your skills exactly? He showed me. Charge. Dash 50M, 150% damage. Chance to stun. Whirlwind Slash. AoE. Hits everything in 2 by 2 meters twice. Ground Splitter. Single target, 300% damage. 3 solid skills. With my buff adding 340 attack to his base. Even the weakest one hit like a truck full of other trucks. Hey Tang Si, is there any way to learn new skills beyond what you awaken with? 2 ways. First, the 3 elite universities, Jingbei, Huaqing, and Fudan. They have skill inheritance programs. Second, a Supreme Realm expert can forcefully transfer skills to you, but apparently there's a price. Supreme Realm? Tang Si looked at me like I'd asked what water was. Then he remembered. Oh right, nobody tells Ye Ming anything. Okay, crash course. Power levels in this world go. Spirit Awakening, Black Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Star Glory, King, Supreme. Each one is 100 levels. Supreme is 900 and above. My brain melted. Zhao Shilai. The impressive Star Glory instructor everyone drooled over yesterday was only level 700-something. There were people 2 full tiers above him. The Dragon Nation has 5 Supremes, Tang Si continued. The 3 university deans, the Nation Lord, and 1 mysterious, unknown figure. 5 people standing at the absolute peak of human power, guarding the entire nation, only stepping in when existence itself is threatened. Something ignited inside me. Not fire. Something bigger. Something that said, "That's going to be me someday." Supreme Realm, I whispered. "I'm getting there." Tang Si nodded. "Long road, though. We're literally level 10, I know. But it starts here. Today, in this exam, we kept walking deeper into the forest. Him swinging his sword with new confidence. Me carrying a backpack full of arrows and a head full of impossible dreams. Somewhere behind us, Wu Hao was probably bullying newbies and stealing their lunch money. Somewhere ahead, there were elites and bosses worth thousands of points. And on my skill list, War God's Blessing was quietly ticking, regenerating spirit power, making everything it touched 3 times deadlier. Time to climb. Ye Ming, look. Fox is up ahead. Tang Si interrupted my daydreaming about becoming a supreme level god. Rude, but fair. We had monsters to farm. Swift Shadow Fox. Level 12. HP, 1200. Skills, Shadow Rush. I buffed myself with War God's Blessing and did the math. 523 attack times 3 from a 1-second charge equals 1569 damage. The fox had 1200 HP. In other words, very, very dead. I swapped to my bow. Tang Si, guard my flanks. Standard formation. Roger, Drew. Aimed. Released. Whoosh. Minus 1504. Dead fox. 1 arrow. 1 kill. Even at level 12. Wait, the shared experience is this high? I blinked. Each kill was giving us 300 experience. In the wilderness yesterday, level 4 monsters gave like 15. Trial grounds give 5 times the normal experience, Tang Si explained casually. It's the country's welcome gift for new fighters, so that's why he didn't care about leveling yesterday. He knew this place was an XP buffet. The man had been watching me grind chickens and wolves while internally knowing it was all basically pointless. He probably bit his tongue clean off, trying not to laugh. I originally planned to hit level 5, bring a set of level 5 gear, then level up to 30 in here, where I had another full set of gear waiting. Tang Si shrugged. This man had prepared level 30 equipment. He packed gear for levels he hadn't reached, yet like someone packing vacation outfits. I can't with this guy. No more talking. Time to grind. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Foxes dropped like dominoes. They didn't even have time to activate their fancy shadow skills before an arrow turned them into a fur rug. Level up. Now level 11. We need to move fast, I told Tang Si. Monster count is limited. Every minute we waste, someone else is stealing our kills. The real points are in the elites and bosses. We need to be strong enough to take them down. We tore through that forest like a natural disaster. I sniped everything in sight. Tang Si carved up anything that got close. We were a 2-man extinction event. 1 hour. 180 dead monsters. 90 points each. Level 20. I checked my stats. 2030 HP. 2020 spirit power. 230 base attack. With War God's Blessing, my bonus attack power was now over 670. My total damage output had doubled since the trial started. And it was only hour 1. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the trial grounds, Wu Hao and Lu Ruyu were sitting on the ground meditating. I know this because later I found out they were at 30 points each. 30. They'd killed 30 monsters total and then had to sit down because their spirit power ran out. The great and mighty 6-star Thunder Lord and 5-star Frost Mage, both with incredible hidden classes and insane combat skills, were taking a nap in the middle of an exam because they had the spirit energy of a dead battery. Hidden classes have crazy power, but apparently garbage spirit reserves early on. Meanwhile, my spirit power was 2020 and regenerating constantly thanks to War God's Blessing. Life isn't fair, and for once, it's unfair in my favor. According to what Tang Si heard, Lu Ruyu was being all flirty with Wu Hao. We have 30 points. We must be number 1, right? Wu Hao snapped at her. 30 points means nothing, you short-sighted woman. 1 elite monster is worth 1,000 points. Charming boyfriend. Truly a romantic for the ages. She's definitely going to dump him the second she gets into a good university. I can see it in her eyes. That girl is playing the long game. Back at the safe zone, the scoreboard had just updated. The instructors lost their minds. Ye Ming and Tang Si 90 points. First place, Wu Hao and Lu Ruyu, 30 points, tied for second. Everyone else is under 10. Chaos erupted. The teachers couldn't figure out how a 1-star swordsman and a support healer were tripling the score of a 6-star hidden class prodigy. Tang Si is the Commerce Association president's son. Maybe he smuggled in overpowered gear. Impossible. The portal scans for anything above black iron. Must be chaos fire seeds. His dad probably bought him skill unlocks. Those cost at least 20 million gold each. Evil capitalists. Then Zhao Shilai, sipping tea and being wise, dropped his analysis. Ye Ming awakened a 9-star unique hidden support class. I oversaw it myself. They're clearly running a 2-man squad with Ye Ming as support and Tang Si as damage dealer. An impressive combination. Everyone nodded sagely. Ah yes, the healer is buffing the swordsman. Makes sense. Classic support play. They had absolutely no idea that the healer was also one-shotting level 12 monsters from 100 meters away with a bow. They thought Tang Si was doing all the work. Let them think that. Let them underestimate me. Let Wu Hao sit on his, but meditating while I climb the scoreboard. 90 points and counting. Elites worth 1,000 each were waiting deeper in the map. And 3 bosses worth 10,000 sat at the very end. Wu Hao bet a 2 million gold weapon that he'd outscore us. He's currently sitting cross-legged in a forest, recharging, 60 points behind. I almost feel bad. Almost. Meanwhile, back at the safe zone, not that I knew this at the time, the instructors were having a full meltdown about me. Ye Ming's support skill must add a little bit of attack power to Tang Si. That explains everything. A little. They thought my war god's blessing added like, what, 20 attack? Try 340, you beautiful idiots. But sure, keep underestimating me. It's basically my fuel at this point. Then one instructor dropped the bomb. Wait, Ye Ming? As in Yiling Feng's son? The traitor, silence. Complete, heavy, suffocating silence. So even if he gets the best score in the country, he can't pass the political background check. He'll never get into any university. Just like that, an entire room of adults went from, this kid's future is limitless, to, oh well, rules are rules, in about 4 seconds. 3 years of being treated like a disease, and even when I'm winning, the system says I still lose. But I didn't know any of that yet. I was busy doing something way more important. Ye Ming, look, Tang Si was pointing at a clearing ahead. Standing in it was the most jacked monkey I'd ever seen. Arms like tree trunks. Muscles on top of muscles. This thing looked like it lived at the gym and ate protein powder for every meal. Rage Demon Ape. Level 21. Elite. HP, 14,000. Attack, 800. Skills, Frenzy Strike, Leap Smash. 800 attack power. One hit from this gorilla on steroids would vaporize either of us. We backed up to 100 meters. I ran the numbers. With War God's blessing, my attack was 907. 3-second charge equals 11x multiplier equals 9,977 damage. Minus 600 defense equals roughly 9,377 damage per shot. The ape had 14,000 HP. One 3-second shot and one 2-second shot would kill it. 2 arrows total. The problem? That 2-second gap between shots. This thing could probably cross 100 meters in 2 jumps. If it reached me during the reload, I was dead meat. Tang Si, here's the plan. I shoot once. The ape charges. You intercept it. 1 hit, then get out. My second arrow will be right behind you. Got it. I trust you. He stood in front of me. Sword ready. Knees bent. I drew my bow. Full 3-second charge. Every nerve screaming. Whoosh. Minus 9,377. The arrow slammed into the ape's chest like a missile. The ape shrieked. Then it jumped. Not ran, jumped. 2 massive leaps, and it was right in front of us. 100 meters in 2 seconds. Called it. Tang Si activated charge and slammed into it. Stun. The ape wobbled dazed. Tang Si's eyes lit up. He raised his sword, ready to combo. The stun wore off instantly. The ape's fist came down on Tang Si's head. Minus 1,470. Nearly all his HP gone in 1 hit. 1. His health bar went from full to almost nothing like someone pulled the plug. The ape raised its fist again for the finishing blow. Tang Si's face said it all. I'm dead. Goodbye, exam. Goodbye, future. It was nice knowing you. Ye Ming, whoosh. My second arrow flew past Tang Xi's ear by inches and drilled into the ape's skull. Minus 5,749. Dead. Experience, 5,000. Points, 500. The massive body crashed to the ground right at Tang Xi's feet. Dust everywhere. Dramatic silence. I swapped to my fan and healed Tang Xi back to full before he could even process what happened. Then I checked the drops. 1,000 gold coins. Demon Ape Necklace, Black Iron, Level 20 Spirit Power 100, HP 50. Demon Ape Cleaver, Black Iron, Level 20 Physical Attack 200. Sword's yours. Necklace is mine. Tang Xi took the cleaver with shaking hands. The extra 200 attack on top of his already buffed stats made him a legitimate monster. Meanwhile, the necklace gave me 100 more spirit power, which meant War God's Blessing would now add even more attack. Everything I gained made everything else stronger. Infinite scaling. Broken beyond belief. Tang Xi exhaled slowly. I thought I was done for. What are you worried about? You had me standing behind you. He laughed. We bumped fists. Kept walking. Back at the safe zone, the instructors were apparently losing their collective minds. Their points just jumped to 590. In 1 minute, did they kill an elite? Impossible. Elites have 14,000 HP. These are freshmen. Someone checked the elite monster counter on the big screen. Remaining elites, 9 out of 10. The room exploded. In all of history, elite kills usually happen near the end of the 12 hours. It's been 1 hour. Maybe Tang Xi secretly has a hidden class the equipment didn't detect. Maybe the scanner was broken. We can't see footage, only scores. They were doing backflips trying to explain it. Every theory centered on Tang Xi being secretly overpowered. Nobody considered that the useless healer might be the one dealing 9,000 damage per arrow. And somewhere in the corner, Zhao Xilai quietly pulled out his phone and sent a message to someone. I don't know who he texted, but considering he's a Star Glory expert from the top university in the country, it probably wasn't a food delivery order. Things are about to get interesting. But first, 9 more elites and 3 bosses on the map. And 11 hours left on the clock. Let's keep hunting. We had no idea what was happening back at the safe zone. We were too busy being an unstoppable 2-man wrecking crew. After demolishing that ape, I pulled out the map and pitched my grand strategy. Forget small monsters. 1 elite is worth 1,000 small fries. Let's just go down the list and eat them one by one. Tang Xi's eyes practically sparkled. Let's do it. First target after the ape, a giant spider. Because of course this creepy forest had giant spiders. 8 eyes glowing in the dark. Legs the size of tree branches. Nightmare fuel with a health bar. Shadow Demon Spider. Level 22. Elite. HP, 15,000. Attack, 850. Skills, Poison Web, Swift Strike. With my new necklace boosting spirit power to 2,120, War God's Blessing now pushed my attack to 940 and Tang Xi's to a ridiculous 1,140. We were walking war crimes. Same plan as before. I fired a 3-second charge shot. Whoosh. Minus 9,740. The spider screamed. Do spiders scream? This one did, and launched itself at me. Tang Xi intercepted with a charge. No stun this time, but he didn't even flinch. He just raised that brand new Demon Ape Cleaver and went full anime protagonist. Ground Splitter, minus 2,820. He almost soloed it with 1 skill. The spider tried to fight back, raised 1 ugly leg to stab him. My follow-up arrow arrived like a pizza delivery. Right on time. Minus 2,220. Dead spider. 6,000 experience. 500 points. 2 more pieces of black iron armor dropped. Spider chestplate, 100 physical defense. Spider leggings, 100 magic defense. 1 each. We were getting properly geared now. Next on the map, a level 29 Thunder Scorpion. We snuck up and peeked at it. Dark purple shell. Glowing blue stinger. Metal claws. It looked like someone built a death machine and covered it in armor plating. Thunder Giant Scorpion. Level 29. Elite. HP. 28,000. Magic attack. 2,500. 2,500 magic attack. 1 lightning bolt, and we'd be charcoal. Tang Xi and I looked at each other. Looked at the scorpion. Looked at each other again. Nope. We left. Immediately. Didn't even have a conversation about it. Just turned around and speed walked in the opposite direction like 2 people who just saw their ex at the grocery store. Next target. Level 23 Flame Demon Wolf. Much more reasonable. Same tactics. Perfect execution. Dead wolf. Then the level 24 elite giant python. Same thing. 2 shots, 1 sword combo, dead snake. We were on a rampage. Elite after elite falling like dominoes. Points stacking up like a slot machine that only hits jackpots. Back at the safe zone, which I found out about later, the instructors had completely lost their minds. Their scores are skyrocketing. Another elite down. The 9th high instructor was having the best day of his career. Tang Si is MY student. Cloud City's top scorer. The pride of 9th high. Everyone was giving Tang Si all the credit. Every single instructor was convinced he was the secret weapon. Some even theorized that the awakening scanner must have malfunctioned and he actually had a hidden class. What about Ye Ming's support abilities? One person asked. Please. Support classes are dead weight in the early stages. The kid's probably just standing there waving his little fan while Tang Si does all the real work, standing there, waving my little fan. I was dealing 9,000 damage PR arrow, and these people thought I was a cheerleader. I'm not even mad. It's actually hilarious. The disrespect is so complete, it's almost art. Only Zhao Shilai seemed suspicious. He'd personally verified the awakening equipment. Tang Si was definitely a normal 1-star swordsman, which meant the real power had to be coming from me. He was sitting there quietly, wheels turning, trying to figure out what kind of support skill could turn a 1-star nobody into an elite slaying machine. Close, old man. But you're still not imagining the full picture. Then one instructor dropped a juicy piece of lore. If they kill all 10 elites, they'll trigger a special buff from the trial grounds. Has that ever happened? Once. 100 years ago. The current nation lord and some mysterious figure did it as rookies. They triggered the buff and actually killed a boss. Only time in history it's ever been done. 100 years ago. 2 legends. And they only managed 1 boss out of 3. Challenge accepted. We'd already taken down 4 elites. 6 more to go. The scorpion was too scary for now, but once we leveled up a bit more, Tang Si and I were currently sprinting toward the level 25 giant power bear king's territory, running on adrenaline and the unshakable feeling that we were about to make history. 6 elites left, 3 bosses waiting, 11 hours on the clock, and every instructor in that safe zone was about to learn that the deadweight cheerleader with a fan was actually the most dangerous person in this entire trial. They just didn't know it yet. I checked my stats while we ran and nearly tripped over my own feet. Level 21. Spirit Power, 2,210. With War God's blessing, my total attack power was now 1,055. A 3-second charged arrow would deal 11,605 damage. 11,600. I'm level 21 and hitting harder than some level 100 players probably do. This is not balanced game design. If this world had developers, they'd be getting angry emails right now. Tang Si and I had agreed on a smart loot strategy. All attack gear goes to me. All defense gear goes to him. He tanks, I nuke. Simple. Beautiful. Like a married couple that actually communicates. Next target, the giant power bear king. 5 meters tall when standing. Arms like construction equipment. Eyes that said, I will rearrange your skeleton. Giant power bear king. Level 25. Elite. HP. 18,000. Attack. 1,200. Skills. Earth-shaking roar, frenzy hammer. 1,200 attack. One slap from this thing would turn Tang Si into a pancake and me into a memory. Same plan. Arrow. Charge. Second arrow. Dead bear. It went perfectly. Well, perfectly, in the sense that we both almost died but technically didn't. The bear went down. And then, a green light orb appeared where the body vanished. Green. Not gray. Green. My heart stopped. Green mint bronze grade. The tier above black iron. I scrambled to pick it up and forest bow, bronze grade. Level 25. Physical attack, 500. Physical crit chance, 1%. 500. Attack, 500. My old bow gave 100. This thing gave 5 times that. With this bow, my total damage would be absolutely, certifiably, clinically insane. Only problem, level 25 required. I was 21. We need to level up. Right now, I said, probably sounding like a drug addict who could see his fix through a glass wall. Yeah, the elites are getting scarier too, Tang Si agreed. One mistake against anything higher and we're dead, so we went back to grinding small monsters. I know, we'd been too cool for small fries earlier. But desperate times call for desperate foxes and wolves getting absolutely obliterated for their experience points. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Wu Hao and Lu Ruyu were having their own little fantasy. Once we hit level 20, we can try the first elite, Lu Ruyu cooed. Obviously, nobody else could possibly be level 20 yet, let alone challenge an elite, Wu Hao said smugly. Oh buddy, we killed 5 elites 3 hours ago, while you were meditating. You're behind by about 2,450 points. But sure, keep living in your delusion bubble. It's cozy in there. Back at the safe zone, the instructors noticed our score had stopped doing massive jumps and was climbing steadily instead. They've hit their ceiling. Can't kill higher elites anymore. Still, 2,600 points is incredible. First place for sure. Don't count Wu Hao out. He's a hidden class. Once he levels up, he could overtake them. Could he though? Could he really? The man was at 150 points. I was at 2,600. He'd need to kill 2 full bosses just to catch up. But sure, let's give the rich bully the benefit of the doubt. Again, we spent the next few hours grinding. Tedious? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. When we finally hit level 25, I pulled out the forest bow with trembling hands. I drew the string back. The tension was different, alive, almost, like the bow was breathing. The energy gathering in the arrow was on a completely different level from anything I'd felt before. When we get out, I'll buy you a gold-grade bow, Tang Si said casually, watching me cradle the weapon like a newborn. You don't understand, I whispered, running my fingers along the green glowing wood. Tang Si went quiet. He stared at me for a long moment. Something shifted in his expression. This rich kid who'd never wanted for anything in his life, watching a broke orphan hold a weapon like it was the most precious thing in the world. Are you okay, Tang Si? I'm fine. Let's go kill more elites. Emotional moment over. Back to violence. Level 25. Bronze grade bow. Attack power that would make a calculator cry. 6 more elites on the map, including that terrifying level 29 scorpion we ran away from earlier. We started walking toward the level 26 Tree Guardian's territory. Round 2. You overgrown houseplants. The healer has a new bow, and he is not here to heal. The Tree Guardian was level 26, had 20,000 HP, and 1,400 attack power. Terrifying stats. Absolutely horrifying. Except it couldn't move. It was a tree. It was literally rooted to the ground. Its attacks couldn't reach us at 100 meters. Tang Si and I realized this at the same time, and just started laughing. This was like finding out the final exam boss forgot to show up. 2 arrows. Dead tree. Thanks for the loot. And what loot? 2 bronze grade drops. A sword with 500 attack for Tang Si and a chestplate with 300 defense. Christmas morning in a haunted forest. After that, we blitzed through the level 27 Mushroom King and level 28 Rainbow Phantom Butterfly. I won't bore you with the details. Arrow goes whoosh, monster goes splat, loot goes into backpack. We were a factory assembly line of death at this point. With the new bronze gear equipped, my stats were looking absolutely disgusting. Level 26. Spirit power, 2,710. Physical attack, 740 base. With War God's blessing? Total attack power, 1,643. 3-second charge shot, over 18,000 damage. But then we arrived back at the monster we'd literally ran away from earlier. The Thunder Scorpion. Thunder Giant Scorpion. Level 29. Elite. HP, 28,000. Magic attack, 2,500. 2,500 magic attack. Our magic defense was around 440. 1 lightning bolt would delete us from existence faster than a typo. So, I said, looking at Tang Si, do we do this? Tang Si shrugged with the energy of a man who'd already won. We've got enough points to place first no matter what. Worst case we die and get teleported out. Best case, we're legends. YOLO it is. I drew my bow. Full 3-second charge. Maximum power. Everything I had. Whoosh. The arrow hit the scorpion directly in the eye. Minus 35,334. Critical hit. The scorpion didn't even get to twitch. It just fell over. Dead. 1 arrow. 28,000 HP erased in a single shot because the universe decided that MY 1% crit chance should activate at the most dramatic possible moment. Tang Si and I stood there in complete silence for about 5 seconds. Did you just? I think I did. 1 shot? 1 shot. The thing we ran away from. The thing we ran away from. Tang Si grabbed my shoulders and shook me like a vending machine that ate his coins. Your luck is illegal. That was a 1% chance. I was shaking too. Not from Tang Si, from pure adrenaline. We'd been mentally preparing for the hardest fight of our lives, and instead I accidentally achieved perfection. The monster that terrified us was now a pile of loot because one arrow decided to crit. The drops were incredible: Scorpion Shadow Fan, Bronze Grade, level 25 Magic Attack 200, Spirit Power 200, Bonus Spirit Power 100. A new fan for my healer skills, with 300 extra Spirit Power. I swapped out my garbage level 10 fan immediately and cast War God's Blessing on Tang Si. "How much attack did you get?" I asked. 1,003 points, Tang Si screamed. Over 1,000 extra attack power from one buff. There was also a Scorpion Tail Ring with 200 magic attack that Tang Si tossed to me like it was a bottle cap. Magic attack's useless for me. 9 elites down. 1 left. Back at the safe zone, which I found out about later, the instructors were having actual heart attacks. There's only 1 elite left. 1. How long has it been? They're going to trigger the legendary buff. The one that's only happened once in human history. But the last elite has a special counterattack ability. It reflects damage. The Nation Lord himself almost died fighting it. A damage reflection monster. Against the highest damage player in the entire trial. Against me. The guy whose entire strategy is hit things really, really hard. Oh, that's just wonderful. The universe gives me a 1% crit against the Scorpion and then immediately says, "Okay, now fight the one monster specifically designed to kill you." Balance. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Wu Hao and Lu Ruyu had finally reached level 20 and were heading to fight. The first elite, the one we killed 4 hours ago. "We're going to crush that elite and get 1,000 points, Lu Ruyu said excitedly. "Nobody else could possibly be at our level yet," Wu Hao said confidently. "My man, my sweet, delusional man. We have 4,500 points. You have 150. We've killed 9 elites. You haven't killed one. We have bronze grade gear. You're wearing the same black iron set you walked in with. But please, go fight that first elite. I'm sure it'll go great. Just watch out for the bear hug." 1 elite left. The hardest one. The one that punishes power. And somewhere on this map, 3 level 30 bosses were waiting. Bosses that had only been killed once in all of recorded history. "Ready?" I asked Tang Si. He twirled both his swords. "Born ready." "Sure you were, buddy. Sure you were." Somewhere on the map, Wu Hao arrived at the first elite's location and found nothing. Empty field. No monster. Just grass and disappointment. "Where is it? Where's my elite?" He checked the map. Checked again. Checked a third time, like refreshing an email that's never coming. Someone stole my elite? Impossible. I'm Cloud City's #1 genius. Then a face popped into his head. Mine. But he shook it off immediately. No way. He's just a healer. Keep telling yourself that, buddy. Keep telling yourself that. Meanwhile, Tang Si and I were standing in front of the last elite. A mountain of thorns and muscle the size of a small building. Thorn Beast. Level 30. Elite. HP. 30,000. Attack. 1,000. Skills. Thorn Reflect. Life Drain. Thorn Charge. Wait. Thorn Reflect? This thing reflected damage back at the attacker. My strategy, the entire foundation of everything I do, is hitting things extremely hard with arrows. If I shot this thing with a full charge arrow doing 18,000 damage, it would bounce back and I'd instantly become the world's most dramatic suicide. Thank God Tang Si volunteered to test it first. "Let me try, Ye Ming. You always get the kills. My ego needs this. Go ahead. I'll heal you." He charged in. 1 massive slash. Minus 1,615 to the beast. Then a beam of light shot back from the wound and hit Tang Si. Minus 1,175 to Tang Si. "The reflect is nearly 100%, Tang Si shouted. "My defense absorbed some, but still. OW. Then the beast punched him. Minus 470. Wait, only 470. This elite had the weakest attack of any elite we'd fought. It was basically a giant punching bag covered in no you energy. Its whole strategy was, "Go ahead, hit me. I dare you. It'll hurt you more." If I had shot first without thinking, dead. Instantly. Killed by my own arrow bouncing back at me. The universe almost got me with the most embarrassing death in gaming history. Suicide by reflection. New plan. Tang Si does all the damage. I do all the healing. Every 10 seconds, he'd slash, take reflected damage, and I'd heal him back to full with my 3,010 HP recovery. Rinse and repeat. The world's most tedious boss fight. It was like doing laundry. Slash, heal, slash, heal, slash, heal. Zero excitement. Maximum tedium. But it worked. Then at 1/3 HP, the beast summoned 3 smaller monsters that formed a healing circle around it. 1000 HP per tick. Continuously. Ye Ming. Kill the ads. I swapped to my bow, praying these little ones didn't have reflect too. Whoosh. Minus 19,173. Dead. No reflect. Thank you, universe. I deleted the other 2 in seconds, healed Tang C, and we went back to the grind. Slash, heal, slash, heal. Finally, the thorn beast let out one last pathetic groan and toppled over. 20,000 experience. 500 points. 1,000 gold. Wait, I said, looking at the drops. Where's the equipment? Nothing. No gear. No weapons. No armor. We killed the hardest elite in the trial and got nothing? Forget the drops, Tang C said. Look at your stats. I opened my panel and my brain shut down. All attributes x10. Duration, 1 hour. Then a message exploded across the entire nation. World announcement. Congratulations to the Tang C and Ye Ming squad for eliminating all 10 elite monsters in the Cloud City exam trial zone. Reward, 1 hour super buff. All stats multiplied by 10. The bosses still await. Can they continue the legend? It played 3 times. Across the entire country. Every single person in the Dragon Nation. Every student, every teacher, every shopkeeper, every supreme level god stopped what they were doing and read that message. 2 rookies killed 10 elites. Is that even possible? Our Magic City's #1 genius Jun Machi, the 7-star Infinite Sword Saint, has only killed 2 elites so far. The entire nation was losing its collective mind. People in the streets were arguing about us. Forums were probably exploding. We'd gone from who to national headline in one afternoon. Back at the safe zone, the instructors were so quiet you could hear dust settling. Then one whispered, they actually did it. What the nation lord did 100 years ago. These 2 kids just did it again. The heavens bless humanity. We'll rise among the 9 races again. Meanwhile, Zhao Shilai was anxiously checking his phone. He'd sent a message to someone important a while ago. Where were they? Why hadn't they? A white-haired old man appeared out of thin air in the middle of the safe zone. Just materialized. Like a loading screen finished. Every instructor froze. I didn't know about any of this yet. I was too busy staring at my stats. My spirit power was normally 2,710 times 10, 27,100. War God's Blessing converts spirit power to attack at a 3-to-1 ratio. 27,100 divided by 3 is equal to 9,033 extra attack power. Plus my base attack of 740 times 10 is equal to 7,400. Total attack power, 16,433. 3-second charge shot at 11x multiplier, 180,763 damage. 180,000 damage. Per arrow. I looked at Tang C. Tang C looked at me. We both looked at the map, where 3 level 30 bosses sat waiting. Bosses that had only been killed once in human history. I knocked an arrow. The bow hummed with power that felt like it could crack the sky. Ready? Tang C grinned, so wide it looked like his face might split. Let's make history. I didn't know this at the time, but while Tang C and I were about to fight bosses, some very important things were happening at the safe zone. A white-haired old man had teleported in out of nowhere. Not walked in, not jogged, teleported. Like a loading screen finished buffering. Turns out he was Feng Xian, Vice Dean of Jingbei University, one of the top 10 King Realm experts in the entire Dragon Nation. A living legend who once fought alongside the Nation Lord himself. The kind of guy who makes Star Glory experts look like interns. Tell me about these 2 kids, he said to Zhao Shilai. Zhao Shilai explained his theory, that I had some powerful support skill buffing Tang C, and that's how we cleared 10 elites. Close enough to the truth, honestly. Just missing the part where I was also doing 19,000 damage per arrow. Minor detail. Then Feng Xian said the magic words. After the trial, recruit Ye Ming into Jingbei University. I will personally mentor him. The #1 King Realm expert wanted to personally teach me. My heart would have exploded if I'd been there to hear it. But then Zhao Shilai made that face. I have bad news, face. Sir, Ye Ming is the son of Yi Lingfeng, the human traitor. He can't pass political review. Silence. Long, heavy silence. Feng Xian thought for a moment, then said, I'll talk to him myself after the trial. Let's not judge too quickly. Zhao Xilai exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for 3 years, which, emotionally, he basically had. Meanwhile, across the map, Wu Hao received the world announcement and had what I can only describe as a complete psychological meltdown. I lost. To 2 nobodies? I'm supposed to be the genius. Me. He was so angry he was probably generating his own lightning without the staff. Lu Ryu stood next to him, looking like a woman standing next to a bomb. Forget the elites, Wu Hao growled. They can't kill a boss. It's impossible. We just farm small monsters and focus on the exam. Sure, Wu Hao. We can't kill a boss. Hold that thought for about 5 minutes. Now, my perspective. I opened my buffed stats and nearly dropped my bow. HP, 31,500. Spirit power, 28,000. Physical attack, 7,450. Defense, 4,450 in both categories. Even my equipment stats got multiplied by 10. War God's Blessing with 28,000 spirit power added 9,333 attack. Total attack power, 16,783. A 3-second charged arrow would deal approximately. Let me check. Carry the one. Over 180,000 damage. I am no longer a person. I am a natural disaster with a ponytail. We arrived at the first boss. A giant lion made entirely of fire. Like someone took a normal lion and said, what if we made this terrifying and on fire? Inferno Rage Lion. Level 30. Boss. HP, 200,000. Attack, 5,500. Skills, Flame Breath, Claw Rush, Firestorm. 200,000 HP. 5,000 defense. Skills that could probably melt a building. Tang Si looked at it and said, honestly, kind of underwhelming. Underwhelming. We'd been buffed so hard that a level 30 boss, the thing that only one team in all of history had ever killed, looked like a chore. Power corrupts, and absolute power makes you disrespectful to giant fire lions. I buffed myself with War God's Blessing. Attack power, 17,783. I walked to 100 meters out. Knocked an arrow. 3-second charge. Released. Whoosh. Immediately knocked a second arrow. No charge. Just fired. Minus 190,613. Minus 48,349. 2 arrows. 2. The fire lion didn't roar. Didn't charge. Didn't breathe fire. Didn't do anything. It was alive, and then it was dead. The gap between those two states was approximately 4 seconds. 5,000 points. 120,000 experience. 10,000 gold coins. Level up. Now level 30. Tang Si stood behind me with his mouth hanging open. He'd expected it. He'd known it would happen. And he was still shocked. The boss that haunted the dreams of every student in the nation. The monster that entire teams of hidden class prodigies couldn't scratch. The ultimate challenge of the national exam. 2 arrows. For seconds. From a healer, Tang Si was quiet for a long time. I could see something changing in his eyes. Not just amazement, but something deeper. The gap between us was growing, and he knew it. For the first time, I saw him thinking about becoming strong on his own terms, not just riding his family's money. It was a good look on him. Tang Si, you alive in there? He snapped out of it. I pointed at something glowing near the boss's corpse. A pale blue light. Blue meant silver grade. 2 tiers above black iron. 1 above bronze. Look what it dropped. 2 bosses left. 50 minutes of buff remaining. And a silver grade treasure waiting to be picked up. Today is a very good day to be a useless healer. Silver grade. Tang Si's eyes actually sparkled. For the first time in our entire partnership, he looked at a piece of equipment with something resembling respect. Silver Moon. Bow. Silver grade. Level 30. Physical attack 1,200. Crit chance 2%. 1,200 attack. On a single weapon. My hands were literally shaking. It's alright, I guess, Tang Si shrugged. Way worse than gold grade though. I wanted to slap him with the bow. This weapon was worth more than everything I'd ever owned in both my lives combined. And this man said, alright, I guess, like I'd shown him a slightly above average sandwich. I equipped Silver Moon immediately. Total attack power with War God's Blessing. 23,933. 23,000. I could sneeze on a boss and it would die. Next boss. Let's go. Back at the safe zone. Found this out later. The instructors were literally crying. Grown adults. Tears streaming down faces. Hugging each other. 100 years. It's been 100 years since someone killed a boss. The heavens bless humanity. Feng Xian, the King Realm legend, was grinning. Zhao Shilai was shaking. Everyone was emotional. Then Feng Xian said something interesting. But 100 years ago, the nation lord couldn't kill the second boss. The defense was too high and they ran out of time. Couldn't kill the second one. Huh? Challenge accepted, old man. We arrived at boss number 2. A rhinoceros the size of a building. Black armored scales. Eyes like burning rubies. Every breath it took shook the ground. This thing looked like someone weaponized a mountain and gave it anger issues. Thunderhorn Rhino. Level 30. Boss. HP. 250,000. Physical defense. 7,000. Magic defense. 5,500. Attack. 6,000. 7,000 defense. 250,000 HP. I did the math. Smiled. Drew. Charged. 3 seconds. Whoosh. Minus 256,263. 1. Arrow. The rhino. This enormous, terrifying, ground-shaking monster that the nation lord couldn't kill 100 years ago, dropped dead like someone unplugged it. It didn't roar. Didn't charge. Didn't use a single skill. It just stopped existing. 5,000 points. 120,000 experience. Level 33. Tang Si. You're hitting as hard as a Gold Realm expert. Me. It's just the buff. Also me internally. I am a god. The rhino dropped another silver grade item. Thunderhorn Ring. Silver grade. Level 30. Physical attack 600. Hit chance 2%. Equipped it. New total attack. 29,583. 29,583 attack power. At level 33. As a healer, with a fan in my back pocket. The absurdity of my existence was reaching cosmic levels. At the safe zone, the instructors had graduated from crying to full existential crisis. They killed the second boss. The record is broken. Their names will be written in the Human Honor Registry. Feng Xian nodded approvingly, then said something that would have worried me if I'd heard it. The third boss is a flying creature. Tang Si is melee. He can't reach it. This is probably where their journey ends. O ye of little faith. Did everyone forget I use a bow? We reached the third boss's location. Looked around. Nothing. Empty clearing. No monster. Where is it? Tang Si scratched his head. Did someone else kill it? Impossible. Nobody in this trial could kill a boss except us. Then a massive shadow blocked out the sun. We looked up. A giant eagle. Wings spanning the entire sky like a living storm cloud. Circling above us with eyes full of contempt. Looking down at us like we were mice at a buffet. Gale Hawk King. Level 30. Boss. HP. 300,000. Physical defense. 6,500. Magic defense. 7,500. Attack. 7,000. Skills. Gale Pierce. Wind Blade Fury. Rage of the Storm. 300,000 HP. Flying. Fast. But 6,500 defense. Against my 29,583 attack power, I can one-shot this thing. Easy. I drew my bow. Full charge. Aimed at the eagle soaring overhead. Whoosh. That Mississippi miss. The arrow sailed through empty air. The eagle had dodged. It was too fast. In all my time killing monsters, chickens, wolves, bears, apes, spiders, scorpions, lions, rhinos, I had never missed a shot. Not once. And this overgrown pigeon just made me look like an amateur. The hawk kept circling overhead, not even bothering to attack. Just flying around, showing off, mocking us. This bird is taunting us, Tang Si yelled, genuinely offended. I ignored him. Deep breath. Calm down. It's fast, but so is my arrow. I just need to predict where it'll be, not where it is. Drew again. Tracked the pattern. Led the target. Whoosh. The arrow screamed toward the sky. Missed again. This stupid bird was too fast. Every time I fired, it casually sidestepped my arrow like it had all day. 2 misses in a row. Me, the guy who'd been one-shotting everything in this trial like a divine sniper, getting embarrassed by a pigeon on steroids. Then Tang Si did something either brilliant or suicidal. He looked up at the hawk and screamed, "Hey, ugly. You want to fight your daddy one-on-one? Come down here." The hawk stopped. Mid-flight, just hovering there, staring at Tang Si with pure fury. Apparently, magical sky bosses understand trash talk. Good to know. It shrieked, spread its massive wings, and launched a gigantic wind blade straight at Tang Si. And in that one moment, that split second when it stopped moving to attack, I had my shot. Draw. Charge. Eyes locked. Whoosh. Minus 318,913. 318,000 damage. The hawk didn't even finish its attack animation. It screamed once, went limp mid-air, and plummeted to the ground like the world's ugliest meteor. Boss killed. 5,000 points. Unfortunately, we'd leveled past 30 by now, so no experience from a level 30 kill. The system literally said, "Too easy, no XP for you." Rude. But the wind blade the hawk launched before dying? That still hit Tang Si. Hard. Gak. He went flying backward, crashed into the dirt, and coughed up blood. Lost more than half his HP from a single attack by a dead bird. Even in death, that hawk was petty. I rushed over with my fan. Spirit restoration, his HP shot back to full. He sat up, wiped the blood from his mouth, and grinned. Worth it, you absolute madman. That was genius. All in a day's work for your 4 daddy, he said, referencing his own name. Tang 4. Yeah, his trash talk needed work, but the results spoke for themselves. Then the big announcement dropped. System, all 3 bosses in this trial zone have been defeated. The trial will end early. All examinees report to the safe zone immediately. 3 times. The whole trial ground heard it. Every single monster in the dimension vanished simultaneously. Poof. Gone. Like they were never there. We did it. 3 bosses. Something the nation lord himself only managed once. And even then, he only got 1. We killed all 3. In human history, nobody had ever done this. Every student we passed on the way back was staring at us. Wait, they're the ones who killed all the bosses. That skinny kid is Ye Ming? The healer? It's gotta be Tang Si doing all the damage. He's loaded. Probably had secret gear. The power of money, man. If I were that rich, everyone, every single person, assumed Tang Si was the carry and I was the sidekick with the fan. The support bot. The cheerleader. Not one person in that entire trial suspected that I personally dealt over 300,000 damage in a single arrow. Let them think that. For now, Wu Hao, meanwhile, was stomping toward the safe zone with a face like thunder. Impossible. 3 bosses? The nation lord couldn't even do that. I demand a review of their combat records. Demand away, buddy. The records will show exactly what happened. And when they do, you're going to need therapy. We arrived at the safe zone to a hero's welcome. Instructors swarming us. Handshakes. Pats on the back. People who would have ignored me yesterday were now beaming at me like I was their favorite child. Then Zhao Shilai and an old white-haired man walked up. Ye Ming, Tang Si, outstanding performance. Beyond anything we expected from new students, Zhao Shilai said. The old man smiled warmly at me. Young man, I'd like to speak with you privately later. Would that be all right? I had no idea who he was. Then Zhao Shilai introduced him. This is Feng Xian, Vice Dean of Jingbei University. One of the Dragon Nation's 10 kings. My knees almost buckled. A King Realm expert. Top 10 in the entire nation. Standing here, smiling at me, wanting to talk to me. Oh, of course, Senior Feng. Anytime. Tang Si and I bowed so fast we almost headbutted each other. Feng Xian chuckled and told me to find him after things wrapped up. Then Zhao Shilai took the stage to close out the trial. The Cloud City exam trial is now complete. National rankings will be posted tomorrow. But first, the Cloud City results and awards ceremony. I will now announce the top 3. Everyone went silent. 1,000 students holding their breath. My final stats for this trial. Every boss dead, every elite dead. More points than anyone in the past century. Silver grade weapons, level 33, and a King Realm expert who wanted a private chat. Not bad for a kid who woke up this morning to, "Grandpa, pick up the phone. Your grandson is calling." Let's hear those rankings. Zhao Shilai paused dramatically, scanning the crowd like a game show host about to reveal the grand prize. 3rd place, Lin Chi from 8th High. 350 points. Some kid stood up, bowing like he'd won an Oscar. He was already mentally picking out his university dorm room. Then Zhao Shilai casually mentioned that team rankings would be recalculated based on individual combat data. Lin Chi's face went from, "I'm a genius," to, "I've been scammed," in half a second. That's not fair. Life isn't fair. Your future enemies won't be 1 or 2 monsters. They'll be entire races. Teamwork matters more than solo glory. Lin Chi turned red and sat down. Roasted by an instructor in front of 1,000 people. Tough day. 2nd place, Wu Hao and Lu Ruyu from 7th High. 650 points each. Everyone clapped. Wu Hao smirked like he'd already won. This was nothing. Just a warm-up. The real show is coming. 650 points. He was so proud of 650 points. Oh, buddy, you have no idea what's coming next. And now, Zhao Shilai's voice rose to maximum volume. First place, Ye Ming from 7th high and Tang Si from 9th high, each with a score of 20,530 points. The plaza went nuclear. Someone literally spit their drink onto the person next to them. Sorry, I knew they'd score high, but hearing it is different. 20,000? That's 30 times more than Wu Hao. 30 times? Shoo, keep it down. Wu Hao's right there, somewhere in the crowd of parents, a well-dressed middle-aged man, who I later learned was Tang Si's dad, the Commerce Association president, went pale. Wait, my son got first place? Then he laughed nervously. This is going to cause problems. Tang Si and I bowed to the crowd. Humble smiles. Gracious demeanor. Internally, I was doing backflips while fireworks exploded in my brain. 20,000 points. From A, useless healer, and A, one-star nobody. Zhao Shilai started getting emotional. They broke the 100-year record set by the nation lord himself. Their names will echo through human history. They are an inspiration too. I object. The whole plaza went silent. Everyone turned to look. Wu Hao. Of course. They cheated, he declared. Chin high, voice dripping with righteous indignation. Tang Si is a normal class. Ye Ming is a support. How could they possibly kill 10 elites and 3 bosses? It's mathematically impossible. I demand an investigation. Some students actually nodded along. Because when you can't win, accuse the winner of cheating. Classic Wu Hao move. Tang Si stepped forward calmly. What's wrong, Wu Hao? Can't afford to lose the bet. Trying to weasel out. I'm just stating facts, Tang Si. With your money, there's nothing you can't buy. He was basically accusing Tang Si of paying to cheat. In front of a King Realm expert. In front of every instructor in the city. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Zhao Shilai's eyes went cold. Fine. Since questions have been raised, let's review the combat data. Every student's recording bracelet has logged all battle data from the trial. Only I can unlock it. It's tamper-proof technology that the Dragon Nation has used for 100 years. He turned to Wu Hao. You first. Wu Hao didn't flinch. Gladly, he and Lu Ruyu walked up. Zhao Shilai scanned their bracelets. The big screen lit up. Team. Wu Hao Lu Ruyu monsters killed. 1,300 small. 0 elites. 0 bosses. Total points. 1,300 damage split. Wu Hao 65%. Lu Ruyu 35% support contribution. Both 0% status. Normal. No irregularities. Everyone was impressed. 1,300 small monsters in a few hours. 2 hidden classes grinding at full speed. Genuinely strong. But also, 0 elites. 0 bosses. 1,300 points against our 20,000. Wu Hao had been bragging about being Cloud City's greatest genius while accomplishing less than 7% of what we did. Satisfied Wu Hao, Zhao Shilai asked. My data is fine. Now check theirs. Zhao Shilai turned toward us. Ye Ming, Tang Si, please step forward. Tang Si and I walked up to the stage. 1,000 pairs of eyes on us. The giant screen waiting to display every single thing we did in that trial. My heart was pounding. Not from fear, from excitement. Because in about 30 seconds, every person in this plaza was going to see the real combat data. They were going to see who actually did the damage. Who killed the elites. Who one-shot the bosses. They all thought Tang Si was the carry, and I was the cheerleader. They were about to learn the truth. I held out my wrist and smiled. Scan away. Zhao Shilai scanned our bracelets. The big screen lit up, and then the entire plaza forgot how to breathe. Team. Ye Ming Tang Si monsters killed. 1,060 small, 10 elites, 3 bosses total points. 41,060 damage. Ye Ming 90%, Tang Si 10% support. Ye Ming 100%, Tang Si 0% status. Normal. No cheating detected. Silence. Absolute, deafening silence. Then chaos. 90%? The healer did 90% of the damage. He solo killed almost every elite and all 3 bosses. How? Did he fan them to death? Is this what healers do nowadays? What school did he go to? Every single person who had spent the entire day thinking Tang Si was the carry and I was the cheerleader was now experiencing a collective brain malfunction. 1,000 students, dozens of instructors, 1 King Realm expert, all staring at the screen like it had personally insulted their intelligence. Wu Hao was still on stage, standing right there next to the screen. His lips were trembling. His face was the color of old milk. He demanded this investigation. He'd been so confident it would expose cheating. And instead, it exposed the fact that the useless Jinx he'd bullied for 3 years was single-handedly more powerful than every student in Cloud City combined. How? How did you do this? He whispered. I glanced at him with the energy of someone looking at a bug on their shoe. Tang Si answered for me, casual as ever, normal attacks. What? You heard me. Also, don't forget our bet. 1 gold grade weapon. Level 100. I want a bow, a bow. Tang Si asked for a BOW. From Wu Hao. The man who just learned that the healer, did 90% of team damage. And now Tang Si, a swordsman, is asking for a bow. As a gift. For me. Wu Hao's brain was doing math it didn't want to do. Swordsman wants a bow. Healer did all the damage. Healer uses a bow. The pieces were clicking together, and he hated the picture they made. Fine. 1 gold grade bow. Wu Hao spat through gritted teeth. Then he turned to me. Don't get cocky, Ye Ming. This road is long. We'll meet again, I smiled. Said nothing. Because Wu Hao wasn't my rival. He wasn't even in my league. He was on my kill list, and people on your kill list don't deserve the dignity of trash talk. He stormed off the stage. Very dramatic. Very Wu Hao. Meanwhile, the instructors were having their own private crisis. They'd all guessed wrong. Every theory. Tang Si has a secret class. The scanner was broken. The healer just waves his little fan. All wrong. The healer was the nuke. The support was the carry. Everything they knew about class roles had just been set on fire. Zhao Xilai and Feng Xian exchanged a look. I caught it. It was we need to protect this kid, look. Years of battlefield experience told them that if other hostile races found out a 9-star unique support class could also deal boss-killing damage, I'd have assassins lining up at my door. So Zhao Xilai did what politicians do best. He lied smoothly. Students, don't be surprised. Ye Ming's data shows that support classes can also contribute meaningful damage when properly integrated into a team. This is the beauty of teamwork. Every member matters. Synergy is, nobody was buying it. 1,000 students stared at him with identical, do you think we're stupid? Expressions. 90% damage from a healer isn't teamwork. That's a one-man apocalypse who occasionally stops destroying things to heal his friend. Zhao Xilai coughed and quickly moved on to awards. 3rd place, Wu Hao. 1 Chaos Fire Seed plus 2 hours in the Phantom Light Realm. The Phantom Light Realm. Some special dimension the nation's elders built where rookies could grind to level 99 at insane speed. Every talented student's dream reward. Wu Hao, please come collect your prize. Silence. Wu Hao was gone. He'd already left. Just walked away from a free Chaos Fire Seed worth millions because his ego hurt too much to accept 3rd place. Since Wu Hao has forfeited, the seed is confiscated. He abandoned a Chaos Fire Seed. The thing people would literally kill for. Because he was too proud to stand on a stage where my name was above his. The pettiness was almost impressive. 2nd place, Tang Si. 2 Chaos Fire Seeds plus 2 hours in the Phantom Light Realm. Tang Si appeared next to Zhao Xilai so fast, it was like he teleported. The man was standing in the audience 1 second and on stage the next. Zhao Xilai looked like he'd seen a ghost. Here. I'm here. Give me. Everyone laughed. Tang Si grabbed his prize box, bowed dramatically, and bounced off stage grinning. He didn't care about the seeds. It was the Phantom Light Realm grinding time he wanted. 2 hours of express lane leveling to 99. And 1st place, Ye Ming. 3 Chaos Fire Seeds plus 2 hours in the Phantom Light Realm. 3 more Chaos Fire Seeds. Added to the 3 Tang Si already gave me, that's 6 total. Enough to unlock my shield skill and start working on the next one. Plus 2 hours in a place where I could rocket to level 99. Plus a gold grade bow coming from Wu Hao's crying wallet. Plus a King Realm expert who wanted to personally mentor me. I walked up to collect my prize. The box was warm in my hands. Inside, 3 crimson gems glowed like tiny stars. 12 hours ago, I was the kid everyone called Jinx, the traitor's son, the useless healer nobody would team with. Now my name was being announced as the #1 scorer in Cloud City's history. Funny how that works. I grabbed my prize box and grinned like an idiot. 3 Chaos Fire Seeds. 2 hours in the Phantom Light Realm. 1st place in Cloud City history. Life was good. Then I heard the crowd behind me. Traitor's son doesn't deserve those rewards. His results should be cancelled. He'll never pass political review anyway. If he does, I'll personally go to the capital and protest. Ah yes, there it is. The familiar warmth of being universally despised. For a moment I'd forgotten that no matter how many bosses I killed, I was still the son of traitors in everyone's eyes. And that word they kept throwing around, political review. Could I really be blocked from university because of my parents? In this world too? Is every dimension just like this? I gripped the box tighter. My mood was sinking fast. Then Zhao Shilai's hand landed on my shoulder. Ye Ming, don't worry about what they say. Just be yourself, simple words. But coming from a Star Glory expert who had no reason to be kind to me, it meant something. Thank you, teacher. I headed off to meet Feng Xian. Meanwhile, Tang Si ran into the crowd and bear-hugged his father, Tang Tianhao, the Commerce Association president himself. Rich family reunion. Very wholesome. Dad, how'd I do? Excellent investment, son. Though I didn't expect Ye Ming to be this powerful. We should strengthen that relationship. Dad, he's my friend. Not a business deal. Son, this is a world where the strong eat the weak. Friendship built on mutual respect and real strength is the only kind that lasts. Tang Si nodded seriously. Father-son wisdom moment. Somewhere in the background, violins were probably playing. I arrived at Feng Xian's temporary residence and stood at the door like a nervous kid visiting the principal's office. Except this principal could destroy cities with a sneeze. Come in, young man. He knew I was there before I knocked. King Realm senses. Terrifying. Inside, the room smelled like sandalwood. Feng Xian sat behind an ancient wooden desk, smiling warmly. The most powerful person I'd ever been alone with, and he looked like someone's kind grandpa. I'll be direct, he said. Your performance caught our attention. How did you kill those elites and bosses? You don't have to answer if you'd prefer not to, smart old man. Giving me an out while clearly dying of curiosity. I told him about War God's blessing, how Tang Si gave me Chaos Fire Seeds to unlock it, how it converts spirit power into attack power for whoever I buff. True story. Just. Incomplete. I did not mention Skyfall Radiance, the skill that lets me do 11x damage with a bow. The skill from my previous life's video game. The skill that's actually responsible for one-shotting every boss in the trial. Some secrets stay secret, even from King Realm grandpas. What an incredible support skill. How much spirit power do you have? 10 times the normal growth rate. Feng Xian nearly fell out of his chair. 10 times? Do you know what the Nation Lord's growth rate is? His magic attack grows at 6 times normal, and he's considered a once-in-a-millennium genius. You have 10. He literally stood up from his desk. A King Realm expert, centuries of composure, completely losing his cool over my spirit power stat. With growth like that, you could buff a pig and turn it into a weapon of mass destruction. Did a King Realm legend just tell me I could make a pig fly? That's going on my resume. What about your other skills? What's next to unlock? I can't see the future skills. They're hidden. Lie? Total lie. I could see every single one. Shield. Damage amplifier. Cleanse. Time freeze. Resurrection. I just wasn't about to show my full hand to someone I'd met 20 minutes ago, no matter how nice his grandpa vibes were. Feng Xian saw right through me. And he smiled. He respected it. Smart boy. The world is dangerous. Keep your cards close. My class is special, I continued, half apologetically. Unlocking even the cheapest skill costs 6 Chaos Fire Seeds minimum. 6? For one skill, his eyebrows shot up again. Truly unique among unique classes. Then his expression softened. Tomorrow's national rankings will bring more Chaos Fire Seed rewards. You're guaranteed to be the national top scorer. That should help. National. Top. Scorer. The old man said it like it was already fact. Like there was no question. The kid from the slums. The orphan with 50 gold coins to his name 2 days ago. National champion. I was still processing that when Feng Xian's face suddenly changed. The warmth drained. Something heavy settled into his eyes. Anger mixed with helplessness. There's one more important thing we need to discuss. My stomach dropped. I already knew what was coming. The political review. My parents. The wall between me and every university in the country. The old man looked at me with an expression that was somehow furious and sad at the same time. Whatever he was about to say, it wasn't going to be good news wrapped in a bow. My heart already knew what was coming, but hearing it out loud still hit like a truck. Your parents' situation has affected your political review, Feng Xian said, sighing like a man delivering a death sentence. You cannot attend university. There it was. The invisible wall. The one I'd been pretending didn't exist all day. I've already contacted all 3 top universities on your behalf, he continued. Jingbei, Huaqing, Fudan. All 3 deans gave the same answer. Rejected. 3 calls. 3 numbers. Fastest rejection speed run in academic history. I broke a 100-year record today, and 3 universities said, cool story, still no, before the sun went down. Your exam rewards won't be affected, Feng Xian added quickly. Every prize you earned is still yours. And I've negotiated a special compensation opportunity for you. You can make one request. How generous. Hey kid, you can't have a future, but here's a consolation prize. Pick anything. Except the one thing you actually need. I took a deep breath. Stayed calm. Didn't scream. Didn't cry. Just said, thank you for trying, Senior Feng. He looked at me with those ancient eyes, equal parts pity and respect, and then offered an alternative. There's an organization called Hidden Dragon. You could join them. Hidden Dragon? Feng Xian poured us both tea. The universal old person signal for, sit down, this is going to be a long story, and launched into a history lesson. Turns out, over 100 years ago, a massive crack appeared in the sky of the original planet, Blue Star. Black fog poured out and killed every human on Earth except the people of the Dragon Nation. Before they could celebrate surviving, another crack opened and sucked all of them into this world. So basically, apocalypse, everyone dies, survivors get ice-guyed. Sound familiar? Because I got ice-guyed too. This world is basically a recycling center for displaced humans. In this new world, people discovered they could awaken combat classes at 18, level up by killing monsters, and get weapons and gear. Standard RPG stuff. Humanity went wild. Monster hunting frenzy. Power leveling. Territory wars. Then they discovered they weren't alone. 8 other races had also been sucked into this world through similar cracks. 9 races total, all fighting for resources and land. 3 races were strongest: demons, dragons, and the mechanical race. Dragons and mechanicals stayed neutral. Demons chose violence. They conquered several weaker races and set their sights on humanity. Humans refused to submit. They allied with the elves and dwarves, formed a new Dragon Nation government, built armies, and barely held the line. The 5 Supremes and 10 Kings emerged as humanity's greatest defenders. Eventually, the dragons flexed enough muscle to make the demons back off temporarily. But the threat never disappeared. Small border conflicts and internal traitors kept things dangerous. When Feng Xian mentioned internal traitors, he gave me a look, a quick, subtle glance to see if I flinched. Testing me. I didn't react. Nice try, old man. He continued, one of the 5 Supremes, a legend named Chu Lanfeng, created Hidden Dragon. Originally just a Black Ops team for handling small conflicts and catching traitors. Over time, it grew into a massive organization, talent development, intelligence gathering, special missions. Basically, the CIA meets the Avengers meets a really intense university program. Feng Xian finished his speech and chugged his tea like he'd just run a marathon with his mouth. I sat there thinking. Hard. Hidden Dragon pros. Resources, training, power, purpose. Access to things I could never get alone. A real path to getting stronger. Hidden Dragon cons. No freedom. Total obedience. Could die on any mission. And most importantly, this was a government organization. The same government that executed my parents. The same system that just blocked me from every university because of who my father was. They wouldn't let me be a student, but they'd let me be a soldier? Sorry, you can't sit in a classroom, but here's a sword. Go fight demons for the nation that ruined your life. The audacity. The absolute, breathtaking audacity. I thought about the original Ye Ming. The boy who was beaten to death by Wu Hao's thugs while the whole city watched and did nothing. The boy whose parents were convicted without anyone questioning it. The boy who starved in a shack collecting garbage. This system did that. And now they wanted me to join their special club? I took a deep breath. My decision was crystal clear. I'm sorry, Senior Feng. I won't join. The words came out calm. Respectful. Final. Feng Xian stared at me. The room was very quiet. The tea was getting cold. I might have just turned down the only lifeline anyone was willing to throw me. No university. No hidden dragon. No safety net. But I'd rather build my own path through a world that hates me than serve a system that destroyed my family and then had the nerve to ask for loyalty. Call me stubborn. Call me ungrateful. Call me the traitor's son. I don't care. I'll find my own way. PFFT. Feng Xian literally spit out his tea. Full spray. Like a sprinkler. A King Realm expert did a spit take because of me. I'm adding that to my list of achievements right under, killed 3 bosses in 1 afternoon. You're refusing? Yes, sir. I appreciate the offer, but I want to choose my own path. No organizations. No rules. No leash. He stared at me for a long time. I could tell he wanted to argue. A talent like me wandering around alone in a world full of demons and assassins? From his perspective, I was a diamond walking into traffic. But the man had class. He sighed, stood up, and put his hand on my shoulder. The door to Hidden Dragon is always open for you, Ye Ming. Whenever you're ready. Thank you, Senior Phone. Goodbye. I walked out of that room with my chin up and my stomach in knots. No university. No organization. No safety net. Just me, a fan, a bow, and an attitude problem. Behind me, Feng Xian sat alone in his chair, thinking. I could practically feel him scheming through the wall. That old man wasn't going to just let me wander off and die. He had a plan. I didn't know what it was yet, but King Realm experts don't give up that easily. Outside, Tang Si was waiting for me, and in his hands was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in either of my lives. A bow, deep blue, glowing with power. The air around it practically hummed. From Wu Hao's crying wallet, Tang Si grinned. 1 gold-grade bow, as agreed. I reached out and touched it. My fingers tingled. The power inside this weapon was on a completely different level from anything I'd held before. I tried to pull the string. Couldn't. Move. It. An inch. Level insufficient. Cannot equip, of course. It was level 100 gear. I was level 33. 67 levels short of wielding the most incredible weapon I'd ever touched. Like being handed the keys to a Ferrari when you're 12. But the stats. Startled feather bow, gold grade. Level 100. Physical attack, 8,000. Crit chance, 10%. 8,000 attack. My current Silver Moon gave 1,200. This was nearly 7 times stronger. When I eventually equipped this thing, my damage output would leave the realm of impressive and enter the realm of war crime. I needed to reach level 100. Fast. The Phantom Light realm could grind me to level 99 in 2 hours. But it was full of swarms of small monsters, and I had 0 area of effect attacks. My entire strategy was shoot one thing really hard, against 100 enemies at once. I'd be there all day picking them off one by one like the world's most overqualified exterminator. I needed an AoE skill. An archer's AoE skill. Wait, Feng Xian said I could make one compensation request. What if I asked for a skill inheritance from one of the 3 universities? An archer group attack skill? That might actually work. Tang Si, thank you. Seriously, we're brothers. Stop thanking me. It's weird. What are your plans now? He asked, and I could tell from his tone that he already knew about my university situation. His dad probably told him everything. I'm going to the wilderness. Solo training. Solo? That's insane. Come join the Commerce Association. I'll set you up with resources better than any university. Tempting. Very tempting. But no. I need real combat experience, Tang Si. Not comfort. The wilderness will make me stronger. He looked at me for a long moment. Then nodded. He got it. If you're in trouble, call me. I gave you that phone for a reason. If I'm in trouble, you'll be my first call. Promise. And my second call will be to your dad's credit line. I almost added, but I kept that one to myself. We said our goodbyes. No dramatic speeches. No tears. Just a fist bump between 2 guys who went from strangers to brothers in 48 hours. I walked back to my shack. My glorious 10-square-meter palace of poverty. Sat on my terrible bed. Opened my stats. Level 33. Attack, 2,025. Spirit power, 3,410. Gold, 31,000. 2 days ago I had 50 gold coins, no skills, no friends, and a wall crack for a safe. Now I had 31,000 gold, a silver-grade bow, a gold-grade bow I couldn't use yet, a VIP black card worth millions, 3 Chaos Fire Seeds, and 1 real friend. With War God's Blessing and Skyfall Radiance combined, my damage output was over 35,000 per charged shot, at level 33, as a healer, but it wasn't enough. Not even close. The real monsters out there, the demons, the enemy races, whoever framed my parents, they were playing at levels I couldn't even imagine yet. I looked at the 3 Chaos Fire Seeds in their box. Needed 6 to unlock the next cheapest skill. Had 3. Tomorrow's national rankings would bring more rewards. If I got at least 3 more, I could unlock either the shield or the damage amplifier. I held the box against my chest and lay down. No university. No organization. No mentors. No family. Just me against the world. I've had worse odds. I started this life with 0 gold and a dead body. At least now I have a bow. 2 bows, actually. And one of them is gold grade. Things are looking up. I closed my eyes and fell asleep, clutching 3 glowing fire seeds like a dragon guarding its treasure. Tomorrow, national rankings. More rewards. And the beginning of a journey that nobody, not the universities, not Hidden Dragon, not Wu Hao, not even a King Realm legend, could stop me from taking. Watch me. I woke up choking. Not metaphorically. Actual smoke. Filling my lungs. My shack was on fire. I launched out of bed like a rocket, grabbed my backpack and the box of chaos fire seeds, because priorities, and burst through the door. Outside, 3 guys were standing in front of my burning home holding oil cans and torches. Like cartoon villains. They literally brought supplies to commit arson. Planned ahead and everything. Boss, this kid's alive. The fire didn't kill him. Shut up, kill him, and take the chaos fire seeds. So this was Wu Hao's work. Had to be. Who else would send goons to murder a teenager in his sleep and steal his exam prizes? Classy move. Really dignified behavior from Cloud City's greatest genius. One problem. All my arrows were inside. Currently on fire. Burning into nothing. I had a bow and 0 things to shoot with it. Plan B. Fan time. I equipped the Scorpion Shadow Fan and the Scorpion Ring, then quietly buffed myself with War God's Blessing. Magic attack jumped to over 1,600. Not my preferred weapon, but these idiots were about to learn that even my backup plan hits like a truck. Is the little nurse gonna fan us? It is kinda hot out here. Careful, he's level 30-something. So what? 3 level 25 attackers versus 1 healer? This is free money. They pulled out their weapons. Sword, hammer, daggers. Very intimidating. Very cute. Sword guy used charge. Slammed into me before I could react. Stunned me for 1 second. Minus 250 damage to me. All 3 of them froze. 250. Their best move. On a squishy healer, and it barely scratched me. His defense is this high? What kind of healer is this? The stun wore off. My turn. Fan strike. A blade of wind erupted from the fan and sliced across Sword Guy's chest. Minus 1,300. He flew backward, blood spraying, clutching a wound deep enough to see bone. His face was pure terror. What? One hit almost killed me. I didn't give him time to process. Second fan strike. Minus 1,300. Dead. Third bro. NOO. Brother. 2 down. 2 freaking out. Hammer guy went berserk, swinging at me. Dagger guy activated stealth and vanished. A second later, a blade appeared in my back. Minus 990 to me. Backstab crit, OW. Okay, that one actually stung. The assassin reappeared behind me, looking smug. My fan was already swinging at Hammer guy. Minus 1,280 to him. Half his health gone in 1 hit. He chugged a potion in panic. Tiny recovery. Pathetic. Meanwhile, I checked my own HP. Down about a third. These guys were throwing everything they had at me, and I was mildly inconvenienced. Like getting bitten by mosquitoes during a picnic. Keep attacking. He's almost dead, Hammer guy screamed. Both their skills were on cooldown. They were stuck with basic attacks. Tickle damage. Meanwhile, my fan strike had a 1.5 second cooldown. I could fire it forever. I hit Hammer guy again. Minus 1,280. Nearly dead. He was shaking, sweating, looking at his health bar like it owed him money. 1 more hit, and he was gone. But he gritted his teeth. Just a little more. The healer's almost finished. Then I did the thing. I pointed the fan at myself. Spirit restoration, full HP, instantly. Both of them stared at me with the expression of men watching the laws of physics break. I was a healer. I could heal myself. They'd been grinding me down for 2 minutes, and I just erased all their work with 1 wave of a fan. Everything they'd done, the fire, the ambush, the backstab, completely meaningless. Stop, stop, stop. We surrender. Hammer guy dropped his weapon. Assassin dropped his daggers. Both fell to their knees. I looked at them kneeling there, begging for mercy. These men had set my home on fire while I was sleeping. They were going to murder me and steal my seeds. And now they wanted mercy? Fan strike. Hammer guy collapsed. Dead. The assassin's face went white. Who sent you? I can't say. Fan strike. Took off most of his remaining HP. He screamed. Okay, I'll talk. It was Wu Hao. He sent us. He also hired other stronger assassins, but I don't know why they didn't show up. Other assassins. Stronger ones. meaning Bronze Realm killers could be on their way right now. I was level 33, strong for a rookie, but against experienced killers? Not enough. Not yet. I got what I needed. Fan strike, no witnesses. Was it cold? Yes. Was it necessary? In a world where your enemies burn your house down while you sleep? Absolutely. I searched the 3 bodies. Garbage gear. Nothing valuable. Typical hired thugs. Cheap weapons. Cheaper morals. Then I got creative. I threw the body closest to my size into the burning shack. When the fire died down, people would find a corpse and assume it was me. Ye Ming, the Jinx, the traitor's son, burned alive in his sleep. Case closed. No more assassination attempts because the target is dead. The other 2 bodies? I dragged them to the abandoned sewer in the slum district. It was crawling with magic rats that would eat anything. By morning, there'd be nothing left. I stood at the edge of the slum and looked back at my burning shack one last time. That tiny, miserable, 10-square-meter dump. My home for 3 years. The place where the original Ye Ming died alone, and where I woke up in his body with nothing. It was gone now. All of it. I turned and walked away into the dark. What I didn't know was that after I left, an old man in a torn t-shirt, baggy shorts, and flip-flops literally descended from the sky, like the world's most underdressed angel. He watched me disappear into the darkness, grinned, and muttered in some weird dialect. This kid's got moves. I like him. Apparently, I had a guardian angel. And he dressed like he'd just rolled out of bed at a beach resort. Cool. Very reassuring. Nothing says divine protection like flip-flops. The next morning, the whole nation was glued to their TVs. National Exam Rankings Day. The Super Bowl of education. Every parent, every student, every random uncle who never finished school, all watching. I wasn't watching though. I was hiding in an alley somewhere, covered in soot and the lingering smell of my burned-down house, trying not to think about the 3 dead guys I'd fed to sewer rats a few hours ago. But let me tell you what I found out later, because it was spectacular. The TV host, some overly enthusiastic woman, started from 10th place and worked her way up. 10th place, some 3-star mage from Shiwan City, 3,500 points. Got into Huaqing University, 3 chaos fire seeds, 1 top-tier skill inheritance. Wu Hao, who was lying in bed with Lu Ruyu at his fancy guild penthouse, heard this and nearly choked. They had 1,300 points. 10th place had 3,500. They weren't even in the top 10. This is the Jinx's fault, Wu Hao screamed. If he hadn't killed all the bosses, I would've, buddy. You couldn't even kill 1 elite. But sure, blame me. I'm the reason you're mediocre. That's definitely how it works. Don't worry, babe, he told Lu Ruyu. I already sent people to kill him. He's probably dead by now. Surprise. I'm alive. Your assassins are rat food, and you owe me a gold-grade bow. Bad day to be Wu Hao. The rankings kept climbing. 4th place was a 5-star Holy Flame Dragon Spear user with 8,888 points. All 3 universities fought over him. 6 Chaos Fire Seeds. 2 skill inheritances. Very impressive. Very irrelevant to my life. 3rd place, Jun Machi from Magic City. The 7-star Infinite Sword Saint. The prodigy everyone had been hyping up. The guy whose class was even rarer than the Nation Lords. He scored 12,000 points. Solo killed 9 elites with 1 sword. Lost to the 10th elite, the Thorn Beast with damage reflection. Huh, the reflection elite. The same one that would have killed me if I'd shot it. Jun Machi, the 7-star genius, fell to the same stupid gimmick. Except we beat it because Tang Si had the bright idea to just tank and slash while I healed him. Sometimes a 1-star swordsman and a useless healer are smarter than a prodigy with a legendary sword. Take notes, 7 stars. Then came 2nd place, and the TV host's brain started breaking. 2nd place, Tang Si from Cloud City. His classes, 1 star, swordsman, dead silence. Across the entire nation. Wait, let me verify this. Yes, confirmed. 1-star swordsman. Score, 20,530 points. This breaks the 100-year record, the host accidentally said. Holy crap, on live TV. Professional broadcasting at its finest. He's been accepted by Jingbei University. 12 Chaos Fire Seeds. 3 top-tier skill inheritances. 12 Fire Seeds. Tang Si hit the jackpot, and he got into the best university in the country. The 1-star, trash-tier, swordsman that everyone pitted was now the 2nd-ranked student in the entire nation. I could practically hear his dad in the audience going, Best investment ever. People across the country were losing their minds. A 1-star swordsman beat a 7-star sword saint. Impossible. Is the ranking system broken? Then the host dropped the hammer. In first place, also from Cloud City, Ye Ming, 9-star support class, Divine Grace Spirit Lord. Score, 20,530 points. Also breaking the 100-year record, the audience held its breath. His university admission is, pause. None, longer pause. His rewards are, even longer pause. Also none. The host stared at her teleprompter, stared at the camera, stared back at the teleprompter. What the? Can someone in production please tell me what's going on? You couldn't give me a heads up? She cursed on live television, on the national broadcast. The biggest TV event of the year, and the host had a full meltdown because my results were so bizarre they broke the script. She recovered, barely, and stammered out some excuse. I'm sure the 3 universities are keeping his rewards classified because his talent is just so exceptional. Then the broadcast cut to black. Just ended. Mid-sentence. Someone in the control room panicked and pulled the plug. Across the nation, millions of people sat staring at blank screens, trying to process what they'd just seen. The #1 student in the entire country, the first 9-star awakener in 100 years, the record breaker, the boss killer, got NO university. NO rewards. Nothing. Some people who knew the truth about my parents just sighed. Rules are rules. Even if you're the greatest talent humanity has produced in a century, if your parents were labeled traitors, you get nothing. No university would take me. No reward would be given. The system that my parents allegedly betrayed had just denied their son the future he earned with his own hands. Meanwhile, Wu Hao was lying in his luxury bedroom, celebrating my death with Lu Ruyu, blissfully unaware that his 3 assassins were currently being digested by magical sewer rats. And me? I was standing in a dark alley in Cloud City, owning nothing but a backpack, a fan, 2 bows I couldn't fully utilize, 3 chaos fire seeds, and a phone with a ringtone that called me someone's grandson. #1 in the nation. 0 universities. 0 rewards. The host guessed the universities were, keeping it secret. The truth was much simpler and much uglier. Nobody wanted the traitor's son, no matter how brightly he shined. But you know what? I was still alive. Wu Hao's assassins weren't. I had a secret guardian angel in flip-flops watching me from the sky. And somewhere in this massive, dangerous world, there was a path forward that didn't require anyone's permission. I just had to find it. And I would. Meanwhile, at the Tang family mansion, Tang Si was having a meltdown. This isn't fair. Why should Ye Ming pay for his parents' mistakes? He threw his phone at the TV. Both exploded. A phone and a television, destroyed in one throw. Rich people express anger differently. When I'm mad, I punch a wall. When Tang Si's mad, he destroys electronics worth more than my entire life savings. His dad, Tang Tianhao, barely flinched. That's the rule. Traitors' families face consequences. It's a warning to everyone. But were his parents even real traitors? Who decided that? Tang Tianhao went quiet, then dropped a bombshell. It was Wu Boxiong, Wu Hao's grandfather. He was the one who identified and condemned Ye Ming's parents. He's one of the 10 kings and a national council member. Nobody questioned him. Wu Hao's family. Of course, the same family that's been trying to kill me, bully me, and erase me from existence. They were the ones who got my parents executed in the first place. The conspiracy writes itself. Tang Si asked his dad to get his grandfather involved. Apparently, Tang Si's grandpa was also a big deal, ranked higher than Wu Boxiong among the 10 kings. The old man was already informed and working on it. And you, Tang Tianhao pointed at his son, stop worrying about other people and go crush it at Jingbei University. You got 3 top-tier skill inheritances. Use them. Good advice. Tang Si was about to become a completely different fighter. Now, back to my glamorous life. I was sitting barefoot in an outdoor noodle shop, wearing ripped clothes, a busted hat pulled over my face, looking like a homeless person who'd lost a fight with a lawnmower. Because, technically, that's exactly what I was. No shoes, forgot them while fleeing my burning house. No home, no clean clothes. People were literally crossing the street to avoid me. The #1 student in the national exam was eating cheap noodles while strangers checked if they still had their wallets. Grandpa, pick up the phone. Your grandson is calling. I still hadn't changed that ringtone. Hello? Zhao Shilai? Yes, sir. On my way, I sprinted to the fancy restaurant he'd specified. Got there in record time. The hostess took one look at me and said absolutely not. I tried explaining. She called security. Zhao Shalai had to personally walk outside and escort me past the velvet rope like I was a rescued animal. He looked at me, looked at my bare feet, looked at my torn clothes, paused. Ye Ming, what happened to you? I celebrated too hard last night. Drank too much. Got attacked by 3 crazy dogs on the way home. Worst lie in history. He knew it. I knew he knew it. He let it go. Respect. Then he sat me down and said, "There's something I need to tell you." My stomach clenched. The 3 university deans voted last night, 2-1, to cancel all your rewards and exam results. The world stopped. Cancel everything. Not just deny me university, erase my achievements. Take back the fire seeds. Delete my score. Pretend I never existed. Like the entire exam, the bosses, the record, none of it happened. Because of my parents. I couldn't breathe. My fists were shaking. Something inside my chest was cracking, and it wasn't a healing spell. Thank you for telling me. Goodbye. I stood up to leave. Done. Done with this country, these rules, these people. Wait. I wasn't finished. Zhao Shilai grabbed my arm. After the vote, Feng Xian and someone named Tang Shixuan, that's Tang Xi's grandfather, fought hard for you. And Jingbei University's dean, Long Xiao, a Supreme Realm expert, personally insisted. They negotiated a compromise. You keep your exam results, and you get 3 Chaos Fire Seeds. 3. Out of what should have been 12, plus skill inheritances, plus university admission. I got 3 seeds and a participation trophy. Is this charity? I asked coldly. Zhao Shilai flinched. Because if this is pity, I don't want it. He stared at me, then said something that actually got through. This isn't charity, Ye Ming. It's recognition. Several powerful people fought for you. They believe in you. And in this world, without power, nothing else matters. You need resources to get strong. Take them. I stood there wrestling with my pride. My stupid, hungry, barefoot pride. Then my brain kicked in. You know what? He's right. I'm a transmigrator. These people are NPCs in a world I didn't choose. I came here to get strong. Fire seeds make me strong. Being angry doesn't make me strong. Refusing free power because my feelings are hurt is the dumbest possible strategy. Take the seeds. Get stronger. And when I'm strong enough to make the rules, then I'll come back and have a very long conversation with the 2 deans who voted against me. I'll take the rewards. Zhao Shilai blinked. Wait, really? Just like that? I had a whole speech prepared. Don't need it. Hand them over. He pulled out a beautiful box and a sealed jade bottle. They materialized from his ring. A spatial ring. A storage ring that pulls items out of thin air. Tang Xi didn't even have one of those. I immediately added, get a space ring, to my life goals list, right between avenge parents and punch Wu Hao. 3 Chaos Fire Seeds, Zhao Shilai said, handing me the box. And this bottle is Dragon Marrow Spirit Liquid, an extremely rare cultivation resource from Feng Xian personally. It massively boosts spirit power. My eyes went wide. A spirit power booster? For me? The guy whose entire build scales off spirit power? That wasn't a gift. That was a weapon. One more thing, Zhao Shilai smiled. Feng Xian and Elder Tang also secured you a top-tier skill inheritance from Fudan University. You can enroll, but you can receive 1 skill transmission, a skill inheritance, from a top 3 university. The exact thing I needed, an archer's Zoe skill to survive the Phantom Light realm. Free fire seeds, dragon juice that would supercharge my spirit power, and a free skill, not the 12 seeds and 3 inheritances I deserved. Not even close, but enough. Enough to keep climbing. Enough to keep fighting. Enough to make every person who voted against me regret it someday. Thank you, teacher. I won't waste this. Zhao Shilai grinned and clapped my shoulder. Good. Now let's go. Fudan University is waiting. We leave immediately. I look down at my bare feet, my ripped clothes, my homeless person disguise. Can I at least get shoes first? Teacher Zhao, where's Fudan University? Magic City. How do we get there? Teleportation array. Does the teleportation array cost money? The silence told me everything. I checked my wallet. 31,000 gold. I started sweating. But first, Zhao Shilai took one look at my barefoot, soot-covered, ripped clothes disaster of an appearance and dragged me to a clothing store. New gray hoodie. New pants. New shoes. New backpack. I looked like an actual human being again instead of a war refugee. Then we walked to the city center where a giant glowing platform covered in blue runes sat like a magical bus stop. The teleportation array. People were lined up to use it. It instantly transports you between cities, Zhao Shilai explained. But it costs money for regular people. I was mentally calculating whether I could afford the fare when Zhao Shilai flashed his Jingbei University badge at the operator. Instant VIP access. Free ride. Being associated with powerful people is the greatest skill in any world. We stepped onto the platform. Light exploded. My stomach did 17 backflips. The world went white, then snapped back into focus. We were in Magic City. Instantly. Just like that. Hundreds of kilometers in 0 seconds. BLERGH. I stumbled off the platform, dizzy and nauseous. That was incredible and horrible at the same time. First time's rough. You get used to it. In the distance, Fudan University. A massive complex of buildings that made my old high school look like a garden shed. Zhao Shilai started giving me the campus tour. That's the library. That's the training hall. That's the cafeteria. Those are the dorms. Then he saw my face. The face of a kid who would never attend classes here. Never eat in that cafeteria. Never sleep in those dorms. Ahem. The skill inheritance room is this way. Smooth recovery, teacher. Real smooth. We arrived at an ancient stone building with top-tier inheritance chamber carved above the door. 2 guards stood outside, both radiating power equal to Zhao Shilai himself. Star Glory level warriors guarding a door. This place didn't mess around. Zhao Shilai showed his credentials. One guard looked me up and down with obvious contempt. So you're Ye Ming. 1 top-tier skill inheritance. Touch the stone tablet inside. I ignored his attitude and walked through the massive doors. Inside was breathtaking. Enormous chamber. Walls covered in glowing symbols. And floating in the center on a circular platform, a massive stone tablet radiating golden light. It looked like something a god had left behind as a gift. I placed my hand on it. Flash. The world vanished. My mind was pulled into a menu screen, like a video game skill tree. Categories floated before me. Swordsman skills. Mage skills. Archer skills. Support skills. Archer. Obviously. Archer. 3 options appeared. Proud triple arrow. Level 1 fire 1 arrow. 2 energy arrows automatically form behind it. Each arrow deals 120% physical attack damage. 60-second cooldown. Doomsday Judgment. Level 1 charge for 3 seconds. Release 1 arrow at 500% physical attack. Guaranteed critical hit. 30-minute cooldown. Meteor Arrow Rain. Level 1 fire 1 arrow skyward. For 6 seconds, arrows rain down on a 10 by 10 meter area, dealing 100% physical attack every second. 6-second cooldown. My jaw dropped so hard it nearly detached. Doomsday Judgment with my Skyfall Radiance would be 500% times 11x multiplier times guaranteed crit. The math was making my brain overheat. I could probably one-shot a city. Triple arrow was insane too. 3 arrows, each with 120% damage, and Skyfall would multiply all of them. But I didn't need more single target damage. I could already one-shot basically anything that breathed. What I needed was area damage. Crowd control. The ability to fight 50 monsters at once in the Phantom Light realm instead of picking them off one by one like the world's most overpowered pest exterminator. Meteor Arrow Rain. 6 seconds of continuous bombardment over 100 square meters. And with Skyfall Radiance boosting everything, every single raindrop arrow would hit with multiplied damage. Plus, 6-second cooldown. I could literally chain cast it forever, back to back. Infinite meteor storms. The ground would never stop burning. Warning, learning archer class skills does not match your class growth path. Please reconsider. System, I appreciate your concern, but I'm a 9-star healer who does 90% of team damage with a bow. My class growth path left the building a long time ago. I selected Meteor Arrow Rain. Golden energy flooded from the tablet into my body. It merged with my soul like puzzle pieces clicking together. When I opened my eyes, I knew the skill. Could feel it sitting in my skill list like a loaded gun. A healer with a sniper passive, an attack buff that breaks mathematics, and a meteor shower. I am the most illegal character build in this entire world, and nobody can stop me. While I was alone in the chamber, I pulled out my Chaos Fire Seeds. 6 total now, 3 from the exam, 3 from Tangxi originally. I had just enough to unlock a new skill. No time to waste. If Wu Hao's stronger assassins were still looking for me, I needed every advantage possible. Time to see what else my broken class had hiding behind those locks. Inside the inheritance chamber, Alone with my new skill and 6 Chaos Fire Seeds burning a hole in my pocket, I checked what I could unlock. 2 options at 6 seeds each. Spirit Shadow Shield. Creates a shield around myself or someone else with HP equal to 10 times my spirit power. Lasts 30 minutes. My spirit power was already insane, so this shield would basically make me an armored tank wearing a tank costume inside a bigger tank. Divine Oracle Wound Mark. Doubles either physical or magical damage on a target while having the other. Great for fighting monsters with annoying defenses. After last night's assassination attempt, where 3 guys nearly burned me alive in my sleep, the choice was obvious. Shield. Give me the shield. I never want to feel that vulnerable again. 6 fire seeds dissolved into light. Shield unlocked. I grabbed my fan and activated it. A transparent barrier formed around my body like a second skin, shimmering with soft light. Shield HP, 37,100. 37,000 hit points of pure, try me, energy. That's on top of my actual health bar. Anyone attacking me would have to chew through 37,000 damage before even touching my real HP. Then I pulled out the jade bottle. Dragon Marrow Spirit Liquid. The gift from Feng Xian. I popped the cap and chugged it like a college student with an energy drink. Spirit Power 1000. Spirit Power 1000. Spirit Power 1000. 10 times. 10 notifications. Because my class has 10x Spirit Power growth, the liquid that would give a normal person 1,000 extra spirit power gave me 10,000. 10,000 extra spirit power. Total spirit power, somewhere around 13,710. I recast the shield just to check. Shield HP, 137,100. 137,000. I had a shield with more health than most bosses. I'm literally a walking fortress now, I muttered, grinning like a maniac. I walked out of the chamber looking like a completely different person. Zhao Shilai took one look at me and blurted out, "You changed. Ready to go, teacher? Huh? Oh, yes. Right." On the way out, he asked what skill I'd inherited. A powerful support skill, I lied smoothly. He didn't push it. Smart man. At the university gates, he handed me a card. 100,000 gold coins. Personal gift from me. I tried to refuse. He insisted. Called it a loan. I took it, because at this point, refusing free resources was a luxury I couldn't afford. My pride had been thoroughly educated over the past 2 days. Current wealth, 131,000 gold coins. From 50 to 131,000 in 3 days. My financial growth chart looked like a rocket launch. Where to next? He asked. The Phantom Light Realm. Time to grind to 99. That's in the capital. I'll take you. We teleported again. Second time was slightly less vomit-inducing. We arrived in the capital, and my jaw hit the floor. Skyscrapers, neon lights, flying vehicles. Technology and magic fused together like someone mixed Blade Runner with Lord of the Rings. I bowed deeply to Zhao Shilai. Thank you for everything, teacher, he smiled warmly. Remember, level 100 is just the starting line in this world. And I hope you don't hate this country. I paused mid-step. Didn't turn around. Didn't answer. Just kept walking. Don't hate the country. Easy for him to say. The country killed my parents, denied me education, tried to erase my achievements, and someone in it sent assassins to burn me alive. But sure, no hard feelings. I walked about 3 blocks before realizing something devastating. That I forgot to ask where the Phantom Light Realm actually is. I was standing in the middle of the biggest city I'd ever seen, with 0 directions, looking around like a lost tourist. Very heroic. Very protagonist energy. Then a yellow-haired punk on a motorcycle rolled up next to me. Hey kid, need a ride? How much to the Phantom Light Realm? 1,000 gold. 1,000? For a motorcycle ride? Are you robbing me? He jumped off the bike, pulled out a dagger, and grinned. Funny you should say that. Yeah, I am robbing you. A level 50 street thug. Trying to mug a level 33 healer in broad daylight. In the capital. 5 minutes later, I was sitting comfortably on the back of his motorcycle while he drove with a black eye, a swollen nose, and a freshly adjusted attitude. Faster. I'm in a hurry. Yes, sir. Right away, sir, he whimpered, pedaling, sorry, driving, as fast as his bruised dignity would allow. See, when he attacked me, he saw 2 health bars above my head. The normal one and the shield. 137,000 points of, you picked the wrong healer, buddy. He took one look at that number and immediately reconsidered his life choices. After I punched him a few times for good measure, we negotiated new terms. He pays me 1,000 gold, plus a free ride to the Phantom Light Realm. The mugger became the mugged. The robber became the taxi driver. The predator became the chauffeur. I leaned back on the motorcycle, wind in my hair, 1,000 gold richer than I was 5 minutes ago, heading toward the grinding session that would take me from level 33 to level 99. This city is going to be fun. Yellow Hair dropped me off at the Phantom Light Realm entrance in under 5 minutes. Amazing what happens when your taxi driver is also your recent assault victim. He thanked me for the experience, bowed, and sped away like a man fleeing a crime scene. Which, technically, he was his own crime scene, where he was the victim. The entrance was in the capital's central plaza. Gorgeous fountains, flying vehicles overhead, people everywhere, and a row of teleportation portals that all looked exactly the same with 0 labels. So I did what any rational person would do, walked into a random one. Teleport to elf territory? Cost 100,000 gold. I flew out of that portal. Tried another. Dragon territory, 200,000 gold. Nope. Neutral zone, 100,000. Wilderness, 50,000. Every portal was a financial death trap. One accidental, confirm, and my entire savings would be gone. Who designed this system? Where are the signs? Finally, last portal. Please, please. Phantom Light Realm. Current occupancy, February 99. Welcome, Challenger Ye Ming. Time remaining, 2 hours. Thank God. The world spun, my stomach flipped, and suddenly I was standing on an endless glowing plain. The grass literally glowed, like someone planted a field of green night lights. Beautiful and deeply unsettling. 99 monster spawn zones dotted the landscape, circular areas about 20 meters across, separated by narrow paths. The clever part, zones closer to the center gave more experience. 1x at the edges, scaling up to 10x at the very center. But stronger monsters to match. The timer only started when you attacked, and monsters wouldn't aggro unless you stepped into their circle. Smart design. Lets you prepare. 2 people were already grinding. In the 6x zone, a young woman with a bow was firing meteor arrow rain. My skill. She had to be one of the top exam scorers who also got a skill inheritance. Hey handsome, are you Jun Machi? I'm Luoli. Nice to meet you. She shouted at me, practically vibrating with excitement. No, wrong person. I'm Ye Ming. Her face changed instantly. In the 7x zone, a guy with a spear, Lin Jichong, the 4th-ranked examinee, heard my name and sneered. Ye Ming? The trader's son? There it is. 2 seconds to go from, ooh handsome stranger, to, EW, criminal offspring, new personal record. You're a support class and you're heading for the 10 times zone? Don't blame me for not warning you. People die in there. Lin Jichong, leave him alone. It's his choice, Luoli said, though her eyes also clearly said, this idiot is going to get himself killed. I shrugged and walked past both of them. Their contempt bounced off me like arrows off my shield. Speaking of which, Spirit Shadow Shield, activated. Shield HP, 137,100. War God's Blessing, activated. Attack power, 6,595. I checked the 10x zone monsters. Phantom Slime. Level 33. HP, 30,000. Defense, 3,000 in both categories. Magic attack, 3,000. Skills, Slime Spray, Bounce Slam, Devour Split. They could split, meaning killing one might make more. And there were over 100 packed into the zone like a disgusting, squishy mosh pit. No wonder nobody touched the 10x zone. Without AoE attacks and massive defense, you'd be swarmed and dissolved in seconds. These things would eat Lin Jichong alive and use his spear as a toothpick. But I had 137,000 shield HP, and Meteor Arrow Rain, and War God's Blessing pumping my attack to nearly 7,000. I was literally built for this. I pulled out Silver Moon, grabbed some wooden arrows from my pack, and prepared to step into slime hell. Wait. Oh, come on. What now? A guy came running over. Hey, are you Tang Si? And oh, I facepalmed so hard I nearly concussed myself. First I'm mistaken for Jun Machi, now Tang Si. Does nobody know what Ye Ming looks like? Then who are you? He asked, extending his hand. I'm Jun Machi. I froze. Jun Machi. The Jun Machi. 7-star Infinite Sword Saint. 3rd place nationally. The prodigy who solo killed 9 elites with 1 sword. The guy with fan clubs and female admirers across the entire nation. Standing right in front of me, offering a handshake. I shook his hand. Ye Ming, the trader's son, as everyone keeps reminding me. He paused, then said something that caught me completely off guard. I've heard about you. And don't worry, I don't have any issue with that. No contempt. No disgust. No pity. Just normal human respect. Behind him, Lin Jichong and Luo Li had abandoned their zones and were practically tripping over each other to introduce themselves to Jun Machi. Luo Li wanted an autograph. Lin Jichong was fanboying so hard he forgot he had a spear. Jun Machi handled it awkwardly, clearly not used to the attention, then turned back to me. You're going into the 10X zone alone? As a support class? Yep. He looked at the slime pit, looked at me, smiled. I'm trying it too. Well. The 7-star genius and the 9-star healer, both about to dive into the deadliest grinding zone in the Phantom Light realm. This should be interesting. Jun Machi, seriously, the 10X zone will kill you. Lin Jichong pleaded. Look at those monster stats. You'll die before you swing your sword, Luo Li added. I watched Jun Machi secretly peek at the slime stats. Then look at his own, 4,000 HP, 3,000-ish attack, less than 1,000 defense. Against monsters with 30,000 HP and 3,000 attack. He swallowed. Hard. I literally saw his throat move. But the man had pride. Stupid, magnificent, suicidal pride. If we don't challenge ourselves, how can we grow? How can we protect humanity? Very noble speech. I could practically hear heroic music playing. Luo Li's eyes had actual stars in them. Lin Jichong looked ready to salute. Do you have any good equipment? I asked. Gold grade maybe. I'm from a regular family. Can't afford that stuff. He laughed awkwardly. So let me understand. A guy with 4,000 HP and normal gear was about to walk into a zone with 100 monsters that each had 30,000 HP and could hit for 3,000 damage. Because he said he would and didn't want to look like a chicken. I tried to warn him. He gave another inspirational speech about courage and bravery and protecting humanity, which was really just a fancy way of saying, I already talked trash and now I can't back down. Then he drew his sword. And I have to admit, what happened next was genuinely incredible. Infinite sword intent. An invisible wave of energy erupted from his body. His attack power jumped 25% instantly. The air got heavy. My skin tingled. This was what a 7-star hidden class looked like when it got serious. Shadow chain slash. He became a blur. 1 second, he was standing next to us. The next, he was at the edge of the 10X zone, his sword buried in a slime. Stun. Minus 5,000. Sword blade storm. He started spinning. His sword became a tornado of steel, slashing everything around him. Minus 3,000. Minus 3,000. Minus 3,000. Slimes were getting shredded. He'd already unlocked all his skills. 9 Chaos Fire Seeds worth of abilities, all firing at once. Incredible, Lin Jichong gasped. So this is a 7-star class? Luo Li was practically drooling. I had to agree. Jun Machi's swordsmanship was legitimately beautiful. Fluid. Precise. Every swing hit exactly where it needed to. The man was an artist, and his canvas was made of slime guts. But I noticed something the fan club didn't. His blade storm had a timer. When it ended, the slimes would swarm him. And with 4,000 HP against 3,000 damage per hit, the storm faded. The slimes surged forward like a gelatin tsunami. Oh, Lin Jichong screamed. He's done for, Luo Li shrieked. I was already reaching for my fan. Jun Machi, to his credit, had one more trick. Infinite Sword Domain, a blood-red sword aura spun around him like a protective hurricane, dealing damage and healing him simultaneously. Minus 2,110 to slimes. 1,200 to himself. But the math was cruel. Losing 2,110 from slime attacks, gaining only 1,200 back. Net loss, 910 HP per tick. With 4,000 total HP, he had about 4 seconds to live. His health bar was melting like ice cream in summer. I watched his face change from, I got this, to, I slightly don't got this, to, I absolutely do not got this, to full existential crisis. Inside his head, which he told me about later, he was having his final thoughts. Why did I show off? My stupid pride. Goodbye world. Goodbye MOM and dad. Goodbye my beautiful sword. He closed his eyes and accepted death. Then I hit him with everything I had. Spirit Restoration, 13,710 HP. His health bar didn't just refill, it overflowed. The man had 4,000 max HP, and I just pumped 13,000 into him. His body was so full of healing energy, he was probably glowing from the inside. Before he could process that, I followed up, Spirit Shadow Shield, a protective barrier wrapped around him. Slimes smashed against it like waves against a cliff. Damage numbers kept appearing on the shield. 0 to Junmachi. Stop standing there and get out, I yelled. Huh? Oh. OH. His brain rebooted. He used a cool-down refresh dash skill and burst through the slime circle like a man escaping a very disgusting prison. He stood next to me, panting, covered in slime residue, alive only because a useless healer had just casually dropped the biggest heal and strongest shield any of them had ever seen. Ye Ming. Thank you. His voice cracked. The 7-star Infinite Sword Saint, third ranked in the entire nation, almost cried in front of 4 people because a support class saved his life. Don't mention it. Just maybe don't try to solo 100 slimes with 4,000 HP next time. Yeah. My ego got the best of me. Lin Jichong and Luo Li were staring at me with completely recalibrated expressions. The traitor's son they dismissed 5 minutes ago just saved their idol's life with a heal worth 3 times his max HP and a shield they couldn't even comprehend. Junmachi slumped against a rock, looking defeated. The golden boy had been humbled. 7-star class, 9 elite kills, national celebrity. And he'd almost been eaten alive by jelly monsters because he was too proud to admit he wasn't ready. I patted his shoulder. It's just a setback. You have the strongest combat class of our generation. You'll get there, Lin Jichong added. Yeah, at least you tried. I wouldn't even think about the 10x zone, Luo Li chimed in. Failure is the mother of success. You have more potential than the nation lord. Junmachi's expression slowly brightened. He stood up, dusted himself off, and declared with renewed determination, You're right. I won't give up. I'll go try the 9 times zone instead. Everyone went silent. 9 times. He almost died in the 10 times zone, and his solution was to try the 9 times zone. The man learned absolutely nothing. His courage to common sense ratio was completely broken. But honestly, I kind of respected it. Now if everyone could please stop almost dying so I could start my own grinding session, that would be great. My 2-hour timer wasn't going to wait for dramatic rescue scenes. Hey, Junmachi, wait up. He turned around, confused. Let's team up for the 10x zone. I am a healer, after all. I waved my fan at him with a grin. Look, I'd been thinking about it. This guy didn't treat me like garbage when he heard my name. In a world where Trader's Son was basically my official title, basic human decency was enough to earn my loyalty. Plus, he was genuinely strong. And honestly, even splitting experience 50-50, my damage output would get us both to 99 faster than his 2-hour solo grind anyway. The leftover time would just be wasted. Really? With your support, the 10x zone is easy. Junmachi's depression evaporated instantly. Mood swings faster than his sword combos. He grabbed his weapon and charged toward the zone. Wait, he stopped. Again, this man had 0 patience.